If you want to learn how to make a WordPress website, keep watching this video and I'll show you how. What's up everyone, it's Jameson from NYC Tech Club, and today I'm going to show you how to make this WordPress website step by step. And you don't need to know any type of coding or programming whatsoever. It's just going to be a bunch of drag and drop and copy and paste. And by the end of this video, you're going to be a WordPress expert. And as you can see, this website is just beautiful. It's simple, it's sleek, and it's super professional. What I wanted to do when I made this website was incorporate a lot of the design aspects of leading Fortune 500 companies, such as Apple, Nike, and Amazon, all of which are multi-billion-dollar companies that have spent millions of dollars on web design research. So what I created was something with an amazing user experience, something that's easy to navigate, and something that creates a great first impression. This website has everything that you need, and your visitors are going to love it. I wanted to build something that represents you and your brand. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be using WordPress, the #1 content management system on the internet. So if you want to learn how to make a beautiful and professional WordPress website, and you want to save thousands of dollars building it out yourself, then keep watching this video because I'm going to show you how step by step. But first, what I want to do is give you a quick tour of exactly what we're going to build right now. So this is the home page that we're going to be making today. And right at the top, you can see that we're going to have a full width slider with different headlines and subheadlines and a call to action button that can link to different pages or to the section below this. So if I click on this, you can see that it's going to come down to the products and services section. So this is where we're going to talk about our business a little bit. So I'll show you how to add these icons and these little descriptions about your products and services. And once we create this section, what we're going to do is add a call to action that we will link to different pages on our WordPress website. And once we create this section, we're going to create a blog post section so you can keep your visitors updated on the latest happenings with your business. And then below this, we'll have another call to action that will link to another page. And then we'll add our social media buttons at the bottom, and I'll show you how to customize your footer. And then if we come back up to the top, we're also going to learn how to make a logo for our WordPress website, and I'll show you how to add a header menu at the top. And if you want to translate your WordPress website, I'll show you how to do that too, and then you can add these icons to switch between your different languages. Okay, so now let me show you the About page. And right here, you can see this is the custom About page that we're going to make. And I do want to note that I'm going to show you how to use a page builder to create any type of WordPress page that you want. So you can follow the same layout that we create, or you can customize yours however you want as you watch this video. So for the About page, we're going to add a custom page title at the top. I'll show you how to insert images into your WordPress pages, and then we'll show you how to format your text and link the text to different pages if you want. And I'll also show you how to embed a video just like this. And you can actually push play to watch this video if you wanted to. And then below this, we're going to have a facts section. So we'll have some statistics about your business or your website. And then we'll add another call to action down here. And then we'll add our social media buttons down here. And you can see on all of our pages, we have this back to top button. So we can always click on that to come back to the top of the page. All right, so now this is the employee page that we're going to create. And right at the top, you're going to see that we're going to put in a custom page title, and then I'll show you how to add as many different employees that you want to this page. And if you hover over these, you'll see some additional details, and you'll have buttons to their social media profiles right here. So again, I'll show you how to add as many different employees that you want. And then right at the bottom, we'll add a call to action and our social media buttons down here. Okay, so the next page that we're going to make after the employees page is our portfolio page. So for our portfolio page, what we're going to do is put in a custom page title at the top, and then we'll add our image gallery down here. And if you click on any of these images, you'll get this pop up, and you can go through your image gallery by clicking on the arrows like this. And then right below this, again, we're going to add another call to action at the bottom, our social media buttons down here, and anything else that you want for your portfolio page. And then what we're going to do is create the testimonial page. So for this page, we're going to have a custom title at the top, and I'll show you how to insert some videos right here. And below this, we'll have a testimonial section, and you can add as many testimonials as you want. And then we'll have a client section where you can insert the logos of clients that you work with. And then we'll have our call to action and our social media buttons at the bottom. So once we create the testimonial page, what we're going to do is write some blog posts and create the blog page. And for the blog post page, what we're going to do is put all of our blog posts in a list. So you can see we're going to have the page titles, the featured images, and then a small little excerpt at the bottom. And if your visitors want to read any of these articles, they can click on the page title or the featured image, and then it'll go to that blog post. And on the right-hand side, you can see that we're going to customize our sidebar. So I'll show you how to add a Facebook like box, your Twitter feed, and then anything else that you want to add on the sidebar down here. Okay, so this is the blog post page that we're going to make in this website tutorial. And the last page that we're going to make is the Contact Us page. And right at the top, you can see we're going to have a custom page title, and I'll show you how to add your contact information right here. And if you have a physical location, we can insert this map, and we'll also have a contact form right here so that your visitors can write you a message and send it right to your inbox. And on each of our WordPress pages, we're going to have our social media buttons down here that you can customize to be whatever color that you want. And we'll also have our copyright in the footer that I'll show you how to customize. So for your WordPress website, you can customize the site colors to be whatever you want. And if you want to translate your WordPress website, again, we're going to have a section on that. So let me just show you the translated homepage really quickly. And you can see right here, this is the homepage just translated into another language. So I'll show you how to translate your WordPress website if you want to in this video tutorial, or you can always skip this section. And you can always customize the layout of your WordPress website to look however you want. I'll show you how in this video tutorial. And just remember that you can also customize the colors of your WordPress website to be whatever you want. And just remember that this website is responsive. So it works on any laptop, PC, iPad, iPhone, or any other mobile device. So if you want to learn how to make a beautiful and professional WordPress website step by step, and you want to save thousands of dollars building it out yourself, then keep watching this video because I'm going to show you how to make this exact WordPress website step by step. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's get started. The first thing that you have to do is register a domain and get hosting service. So our domain is our web address, and hosting allows you to store all of your content and run your website. So we need both of these to run a WordPress website. So what we're going to do is go to a website called hostgator.com to get this. So in your web browser, type in www.hostgator.com and push enter. And now you should be on the HostGator website. So I use HostGator for each and every one of my websites because they're super fast, really reliable, and they have great customer service. And that's why I'm going to recommend them to you. So once you come to this page, what I want you to do is click on the link that says web hosting. And now you should be on the web hosting page, and you can see down here there are a few different plans, the Hatchling, Baby, and Business Plan. The business plan is a little bit too much for what we need, so we're going to focus our attention on the Hatchling and the Baby plan. So the Hatchling plan is if you want to make one website and one website only, then you want to select the Hatchling plan. If you want to host more than one website on your account, then you want to select the Baby plan. So for this demo, what I'm going to do is select the Hatchling plan. So select the one that you want, and once you're ready, just click on the button that says sign up now. And once you're on the sign up page, I already filled some stuff out just to save some time, but I'm going to walk you through this step by step so that you can register a domain and get hosting service. So the first thing that you want to do is come to where it says choose a domain and make sure that you're on the register a new domain tab, and you want to type in the web address that you want to register. So I've typed in howtowebby.com, and once you push enter, you'll get some search results. And if you see the green check mark next to the web address that you want to register, then we're good to go and we can move on to the next step. If you don't see the green check mark, what you have to do is type in a new web address and search to see if that one's available. Okay, so once you're ready, what I want you to do is come down towards the bottom of the section, and down here is the domain privacy section, and you don't really need this. So what I recommend that you do is uncheck this, and you can always add this back a little bit later. but right now it's just an extra charge. So I would recommend that you uncheck this, and if you want it, you can always add it back a little bit later. Okay, so once you're ready, let's come down to step number 2. And once you're on step number 2, this is where you're going to choose the hosting plan that you want. So what you want to do is go into this drop down and select the plan that you want. And if you remember, the hatchling plan is if you want to make one website and one website only. And then the baby plan is if you plan on hosting more than one website on this account, you want to select the baby plan. So for this example, I'm going to select the hatchling plan. And then what I want you to do is come down to the billing cycle. And in this drop down, you can select the terms that you want. So what I usually recommend is that you select 6 or 12 months just to give yourself enough time to know whether or not you want to run a website or not. So for this example, I'll select 6 months. And then you want to create a username and a security pin. And once you're ready, we can come down to step number 3. So step number 3 is entering your billing information. So if you need to, you can pause this video and fill out all of this information. I already have an account, so I'm not going to fill out this information with you. And once you're ready, go ahead and push play, and then we'll move on to the next step. Otherwise, we're just going to move on to step number 4 right now. So step number 4 is adding additional services, and by default, HostGator selects a few of these for you. So what you want to do is uncheck these because these are services that you don't really need right now, and you can always add these back a little bit later. And in the video description, I will link you to a video that I made on creating your own email address using your web domain for free. So you don't need this additional service. And that's going to be in the video description, so check that out. So uncheck these boxes, and once you're ready, come down to the most important step, which is entering a coupon code. So step number 5 is entering a coupon code, and by default, HostGator puts in a coupon code for you, and you can see the discount down here. And sometimes there's a discount and sometimes there isn't. But what I want you to do is delete this coupon code and type in this special one that HostGator has given us. It's NYC Tech 30. So NYC TECH 30, and then click on validate. And what you'll notice is that the discount increases from 50 to 60% off because this is the highest coupon code available on HostGator. So make sure that you type in NYC Tech 30 and then click validate so that you can see the discount increase right here. And once you're ready, all I want you to do is come down here and click on I have agreed to the terms, and then click on checkout now. And once you register your domain and get hosting service from HostGator, what I want you to do is go to your email, and in your inbox, you should have an email from HostGator. If we click and open that up, you should see some additional links right here. And what we're going to do is go to our control panel and log in with our username and password so that we can install WordPress. So once you open up this email, what I want you to do is click on the link right here that says your control panel. And you'll open up this new tab, and what you want to do is get your username and password from the HostGator email and paste that in right here. And once you do, click on the login button. And once you're logged into your HostGator account, you should see the control panel right here, and there should be a bunch of different links. And right at the top, you should see the popular links. And what we're going to do is install WordPress. So right over here, you should see a link that says build a new WordPress site. Go ahead and just click on this. And now you should be on the install settings page. And what you want to do is type in a blog title right here and then create a username. So I just typed in admin, and then put in your first and last name and an admin email address. And you can always change the blog title a little bit later. So don't worry about what you put in right now. Just type something in, and you can change this later if you want. And once you're ready, come down here and check these 2 boxes, and then just click on the install button right here. And once WordPress is installed, you should see this notification right here, and you should see a username and password. If you want, you can write this down and then click on the button right here and log into your WordPress account. Or what you can do is go to your email inbox, and you should see an email from HostGator right here, and the title should be install complete. And if you click on this, you'll see the same login details right here. And what we want to do is click on the admin URL to log into our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is click on this link. And once you're on the login page, all you have to do is put in your username and the password from the install email. And once you do, go ahead and click on the login button. And now you should see your WordPress dashboard, and you're going to become very familiar with this as we go through making our WordPress website, because this is where we're going to go to create all of our pages and posts and upload all of our media content. So don't worry if it looks overwhelming right now. By the end of this video, you're going to be an expert with the WordPress dashboard. So what I want to do first is show you what your WordPress website looks like now that you installed WordPress. So what you can do is hover over your website name on the upper left and then just click on View Site. And once your WordPress website loads, this is what it should look like. So it should look pretty basic right now, and there shouldn't be much to it. And what we're going to do is go into our dashboard and download some tools and templates and really customize and make our WordPress website to look however we want. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And what I want to do is go back to our WordPress dashboard. So to do that, we're going to hover over our website name again, and you should see this pop up, and we just want to click on the dashboard link. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, you might see this notification right here that says your site is displaying a coming soon page. So we haven't published our WordPress website yet, and we won't until we click on this link right here, and we're not going to do that until the end of this video. So no one else should be able to see your website until you're done making it, unless they're logged into your WordPress website. Okay? So now what we're going to do is move on to the next step, which is installing the theme that we're going to use to customize and make our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is come down on the left-hand side and hover over Appearance and click on Themes. So a theme is a template with different settings and options to help you customize and build out your WordPress website. And you can see by default, there are a few different themes over here that are installed for you. And what we want to do is find a specific theme to make our WordPress website with. So what we're going to do is click on this button that says Add New. And once you're on the Add Themes page, right at the top, there are these categories that you can search for a theme by. And pretty much there is a theme for any type of website that you want to make. If you want to make an e-commerce website, a blog website, a photography website, anything like that, there's going to be a theme for you. And you can search by these different categories if you want, or if you know the name of the theme that you want, you can search for it right here. And we want to find the Sydney theme, which is one of the best general business themes available on WordPress. So what I want you to do is come to the search box right here and type in Sydney. So it's SYDNEY. And once the search results come up, this is the theme that you should see. And all we're going to do is click on this install button right here. And once the theme is installed, all we have to do is click on this activate button. And once the theme is activated, you should be brought back to this page and you should see the Sydney theme right here. And before we go and check it out, what I want to do is install a child theme. So what a child theme does is it saves all of your changes even if the Sydney parent theme gets updated. So you don't have to do this, but I recommend it. And if you want to install the child theme, what you want to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website. And there's going to be a link to this page in the video description, so you can click on that. And you want to come down to step number 7, which is download and install the Sydney child theme. And all you're going to do is click on this link to download the zip file. And once you do that, we're going to go back to our WordPress website right over here. And once you're back on this page, all you have to do is click on the Add New button and then click on the Upload Theme button right here, and you'll get this little pop-up area. And what you want to do is click on Choose File and then go to the folder where you just downloaded the zip file that we just downloaded. So I'm in my Downloads folder right here, and the folder is called the Web Tutorial Files folder. And if you click and open this up, you can scroll down and you should see the Sydney child theme right here. So it's the Sydney-child.zip. So go ahead and click on that and then click on the Choose button right here and then just click on Install Now. And once the theme is installed, all we have to do is click the Activate link right here. And now you should be brought back to the themes page, and down here you should see the Sydney child theme and it should say active. So now what we're going to do is go and check out what the WordPress website looks like. So you can click on Visit Site right here, or hover over your website name on the upper left and click on Visit Site. And once your WordPress website loads, this is what you should see right now. So if we click on this button, it should bring you down to the blog post section. And don't worry what you see right now. We're going to go into our WordPress website and customize this entire website a little bit later. But first, what I want to do is move on to the next step, which is going to be installing the required plugins that we need to customize our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is go back to your WordPress dashboard. So hover over your website name and click on Dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, you should see this notification right here that says this theme recommends the following plugins. And we're going to install these plugins. But before I do that, let me just explain what a plugin is. So a plugin is a tool that helps you customize and build out your WordPress website. You can see right here that this is a page builder plugin. So we're going to be able to build whatever type of layout that we want for our pages. And then the Sydney toolbox is going to allow us to build out different sections like our services, employees, and testimonials. And there are thousands of different plugins that you can find for your WordPress website. I'll show you how to search for some in just a little bit. But first, what I want to do is install these recommended plugins. So let's click on this link right here that says Install Plugins. And now you should be on the Install Required Plugins page. And all I want you to do is check the box at the top so that these boxes are selected. And then go into this dropdown and click on Install. And then click on the Apply button. And now you should see this notification down here that says the installation is complete. So what I want you to do is click on this link at the bottom that says Return to Required Plugins Installer. And once you come back to this page right here, again, what I want you to do is check this box so that the plugins are selected, and then go into this dropdown and select the Activate option, and then click on Apply. And now you should see this notification that says the plugins were activated. And if you do, then we are good to go and we can move on to the next step, which is installing the other required plugins that we need to make our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is hover over plugins on the left-hand side and click on the link that says Installed Plugins. And now you should be on the plugins page right here. And you can see down here a list of different plugins that are installed onto your WordPress website, including the 2 that we just activated. So by default, WordPress installs some of these plugins for you. And if you don't want to use them, you can just deactivate them and delete them. But we're going to leave everything as is right now. So don't worry about these. All I want to do is come up to the top and we want to add some additional plugins. So let's click on this button that says Add New. And once you're on the Add Plugins page, this is where you would go to search for different plugins that you need to customize and make your WordPress website. You can search by different filters here, or you can type in the keywords right here. And again, there are thousands of different plugins that you can find on the WordPress website right here. So what we're going to do is just type in the name of some plugins that we need to install to make our WordPress website. So what I want to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. And again, there's a link to this page in the video description. And go to step number 9, which is the download and install these other plugins step. And all I want to do is just highlight all of these plugin names. So I'll highlight the first one, which is Site Origin Widget Bundle, and copy that, and then go back to our WordPress website and just paste that in right here. And you'll see these search results come up, and we want this one right here by the Site Origin Developer. So go ahead and click on the Install Now button. And once the plugin is installed, let's just click on the Activate button right here. And once the plugin is activated, you should be brought back to the plugins page. And in your list over here, now you should see the plugin that you just installed and activated. So what we're going to do is go to the text tutorial a few more times and just copy each of these names for all of these different plugins, and then search for them and install and activate them. If you want to save some time, you can pause this video and do that on your own, or you can just follow along to make sure that you install the right plugins. So we're going to do this together. So I'll go back to the WordPress website, and the first thing that we're going to do is click on Add New. And once you're back on the Add Plugins page, just come to the search box right here, and then go to the text tutorial and highlight the second plugin. So that's Black Studio Tiny MCE widget, and copy that, and then just paste that in right here. And once the search results come back, you should see this one by Black Studio, and go ahead and click on the Install Now button, and then just click on the Activate button. And once the plugin is activated, we want to add another plugin. So click on Add New. And once you're back on the Add Plugins page, let's go to the text tutorial. And the next plugin is the Contact Form 7. So highlight and copy this, and then go back to the WordPress website and just paste that in right here. And once the search results come back, this is the one that we want. So click Install Now, and then just click Activate. And once again, we're going to click on the Add New button. And once you're back on the Add Plugins page, let's go to the text tutorial. And the next plugin that we want is the Easy Facebook Like Box. So copy this, and then go back to the WordPress website. And let's just search for this, so paste it in right here. And once the search results come back, the one that we want is by Sajed Javed. So click on the Install Now button, and then click on the Activate button. And now let's click on the Add New button again. And now let's go back to the text tutorial, and the next plugin that we want is the Polylang plugin. And you only need to install this plugin if you want to translate your WordPress website. If you don't want to translate your WordPress website, go ahead and copy the next plugin name and search for that one instead. So right now, I'm going to highlight and copy the Polylang plugin, and then go back to the WordPress website and just search for that right here. And once the search results come back, the one that we want is by Federic. So let's click on the Install Now button, and then just click on the Activate button. And once again, let's click on the Add New button. And now let's go back to the text tutorial, and the next plugin that we want is the Recent Post Widget Extended. So copy this, and then go back to the WordPress website and just paste that in right here. And once the search results come back, this is the one that we want. So go ahead and click on the Install Now button, and then just click Activate. And now let's install the last plugin that we need. So click on the Add New button. And let's go back to the text tutorial, and the last plugin that we need is the Simple Lightbox. So copy this, and then go back to the WordPress website and just paste that in right here. And once the search results come up, this is the one that we want. So click on Install Now, and then just click on Activate. And then just click Activate right here. So once we're redirected to the plugins page, you can see that I have these plugins right here. So I'll just scroll through them, and they should all be activated. So it should all have the deactivate link right here, which means they're activated. So if you see these plugins, then we are good to go, and we can move on to the next step. So now what we want to do is download the demo content and upload it so that we can use it for the WordPress website that we're making. And for most of you that downloaded the folder with the child theme, you should already have all the demo content saved on your computer. But just in case you didn't download that folder, what you can do is go back to the NYC Tech Club website on how to make a WordPress website for free. And then step number 10 has the same zip file to the demo content folder with the child theme. So if you already downloaded this in step number 7, you don't need to click on this again. Okay, but if you don't have the folder already downloaded, then click on this link right here on step number 10. And once you're ready, go back to your WordPress dashboard. And now what I'm going to do is show you how to upload all of this content. So on the left-hand side, come down to Media and hover over that. And what we can do is click on Add New. Once you're on the Upload New Media page, all you have to do is click on Select Files right here, and then go to your folder where you saved the zip file. So I'm in my Downloads folder. And the folder that I want to open up is called Web Tutorial Files. And once I'm in this folder, I can select these images one by one to upload them, or I can just select everything all at once. So that's what I'll do. I'll just scroll down and select all of these images, and then I'll just deselect the child theme right here because we don't have to upload that. And once you're ready, go ahead and click Choose right here. And now you can see in this list all of your images getting uploaded. So you can upload everything right now, or what you can do is come back here and upload some new images later, or you can upload images whenever you create pages and posts. So I'll show you how to do that also. So let's let all of these images upload really quickly, and once they're done, we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be creating the home page for our WordPress website. So all of your images should be uploaded now, and if we scroll down, you shouldn't see any errors. And if you want to edit any of these images, you can click on the edit link right here, Or what you can do is go back up to the top over here to the media tab, and you can see all of your images if you click on the library link right here. So let's click on that. Once you're on the media library page, you should see all of the images that we just uploaded right here. And if you ever want to edit or delete one of these images, just click on the image and you'll see some options right here. Or what you can do is click on the edit image button right here, and you'll get this pop-up and you can rotate or crop this image, or you can change the size of the image right here. So I'll let you play around with this on your own if you want. I just wanted to make you aware of this option. So what I'm gonna do is close out of this. And now we have all of our demo content that we need for our WordPress website. And if you ever want to upload some additional images, you can come to your media library and click on add new right here, or go to the media tab and click on add new right here. Okay, so I'll also show you how to upload images when we create different pages and posts also. So I'll show you that as we go through this video tutorial. But now what we're going to do is move on to the next step, which is making our homepage for our WordPress website. So the first thing that we have to do is make a new page. So there's two options to creating a new page. You can hover over new up here and then click on page, or on the left hand side you can hover over pages and then click on add new. So I'm just going to click on add new. Once you're on the add new page, this is how you're going to create a new page, and we're going to do this a few different times. So if you don't get it the first time, that's okay. So right now all we're going to do is create the home page, and then we're going to create the blog post page. So right here on the add new page, all you're going to do is put in a title. So right here I'll type in home page, and you can type in whatever you want. And once you click out of this section right here, it's going to save this page as a draft. And you can see right here that it's going to create a permalink, and you can edit this permalink if you want, or you can leave it as is. And it doesn't really matter what this homepage link looks like right now, because we're going to set the homepage and then we're just going to have the domain as the homepage. So it's just going to be howtowebby.com. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that in probably a minute or so. So once you create the homepage, I want you to come down to page attributes. And for pretty much all the pages that we're going to create, we're going to come to this section and go into the template drop down right here. And we're going to select front page. And what that's going to do is just give us a full width page that we can customize and make however we want for our WordPress website. Okay, so right now that's all we're going to do. So once you're ready, what you have to do to create the page is click on this publish button right here. So go ahead and click on that. And once the page is published, let's go and check it out. So let's click on view page. And this is what your home page should look like right now. So don't worry if you don't like what it looks like, because we're going to go in here and customize it in just a little bit. I just want to make sure that this is what you see. And if it is, then we're good to go. And now what we want to do is create another page for our blog post page. So let's just hover over new right here and click on page. And once you're back on the add new page, the first thing that we're going to do is type in a title right here. So I'll type in blog this time. And this time around, we don't need to go down to the page attributes and select anything, because we're going to use the template layout for the blog post page that the Sydney theme provides for us. So all we have to do is click on the publish button. And once the blog post page is published, if you want to go and check it out, you can always click on this link that says view page, or the permalink down here, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll go and check it out a little bit later. So what I want to do now is just set the home page and the blog post page in our WordPress settings. So what I want you to do is come down on the left hand side to settings and hover over that, and then click on reading. And once you're on the reading settings page, just come down to where it says front page displays and select the option that says a static page, and then go into the front page drop down right here and select the home page that you just created, and then go into the post page drop down and select the blog page. And now your pages are going to be set, and all you have to do is come down to the bottom and click on the save changes button. And once the settings are saved, your home page and your blog post page should be set now. So if we just type in our web address, so I'll type in www.howtowebby.com, and if I just go to this, Now when this page loads, this is the home page. So let me just show you. If I click on edit page right here, and it brings me back to the home page, and you can see right here that the permalink is just our web address, and that's because we set the front page to the home page in our settings. So what we can do is go in here and create the custom layout that we want for our home page, which we're going to do in just a little bit. But first, what I want to do is create our custom slider. And you can see on the demo WordPress website that we're going to create a 2-page slider with custom headlines, subheadlines, and a call to action button that we can link to another page or to the section below the slider. So let me show you how to create your slider. Let's go back to our WordPress website. And what we want to do is come down on the left-hand side to Appearance and hover over that and click on the Customize link. And once you're on the Customize page, you'll see a bunch of different tabs here. And we're going to go through these a little bit later to select our settings for our WordPress website. And on the right-hand side here, you can see a preview of your website. And whenever you make changes to the settings over here, your website's going to refresh here so that you can see the changes. And what you want to do whenever you make changes here is make sure that you click on the Save and Publish button up here. And down here at the bottom, you can see there's some icons. So you can see what your website looks like on a PC or laptop, iPad or iPhone, or any mobile device. So you can always click on these icons just to check out what the site looks like. Okay, so what I want to do first to create our slider is come down to the header area tab and click on this. And you should see some additional tabs right here. And what I want to do is go into the header type tab. And right here where it says front page header type, this is where you can go to select the type of slider that you want for your WordPress website. And we're going to use the full screen slider option, but if you want to use any of these other ones, you can select them on your own. And down here where it says site header type, this is where you can select the header that you want for your different pages. And we're going to leave this as is right now, and we can always come back to this section a little bit later and make some changes. So if you do select any of these different options, what I want you to do is click on the Save and Publish button right here. Otherwise, let's just click on the back arrow right here. And what I want you to do is come down and click on the Header Slider tab. And this is where we're going to go to customize our slider for the WordPress website. So the first thing that I want to do is come down to where it says Slider Speed. And right now the images switch every 4 seconds. And what I want to do is change this to 6.5 seconds. So I'll put in 6500 because this is in milliseconds. And now you can see this update. So the images will change every 6.5 seconds instead of 4 seconds. And once I do that, I can come down to where it says First Slide. And what we're going to do is change our first slider image. So to do that, we can click on the Remove button, or we can just click on the Change Image button. So click on this, and what you're going to get is this pop-up. And if you want to upload your own images for your slider, you want to be on the Upload Files tab, and then you can click on Select Files and find the image that you want to upload. If you want to use the demo content, go to the Media Library tab, and we should have all of the demo images already uploaded. And some of these images should look very similar. They might not be exact because a lot of these images that I use are copywritten, but I will give you some images that look very similar that you can use. So if you want to use the demo content, just come to the Media Library tab, and we want to find our first slider image. So I want to select this one right here. So this is the slider.jpg, and all you want to do to select this image is just click on it so that you see this check mark. And then what you can do is click on the button that says Choose Image. And now you should see the image get inserted right here. And in the preview section, you should see it right here. And then what you want to do is come down here and put in your headline. So I already typed mine in. So for the first slider, it says Create and Inspire. And then the subheadline says Endless Possibilities. So what you want to do is type in the headline and the subheadline over here. And then once you're ready, we can come down to the second slider image, which is right over here. And again, we can change this image by clicking on the Change Image button right here. And we're going to go to the Media Library tab to use the demo content. And I'll just find the image that I want. So it's this one. So I'll click on it to get this check mark, and then just click on Choose Image again. And now your slider image should be updated, so you can see it right here. And if you want, you can change the headline and the subheadline for the second slider image. So my headline says explore who we are, and the subheadline says build something beautiful. So type in whatever you want, and if you want to add some additional images, you can in these other sections right here. Otherwise, come down to the bottom to the call to action button section, and we're going to talk about our call to action button right here. So we're going to change the color to this button a little bit later, so don't worry about the color right now. What we want to do is talk about the link for the button. So if you want to link the button to another page, you want to type in the URL right here. So you can always create some pages and come back here and then put in the URL later. Right now you can see it says hashtag primary, and what this text does is it links the button to the section below the slider. So we're going to leave that as is and have the button linked to the section below the slider in this video tutorial. But again, you can always come in here and update the link for the button whenever you want. And all I want to do is come down here and change the text for the button. So instead of click to begin, I want to change this to learn more. And once I do that, you can see that the button gets updated, and we're going to leave the button as responsive or the entire slider as responsive. So once you're ready, we can just come back up to the top and then just click on save and publish. And once that's saved, let's click on the back button right here and let's go to the media library tab. So if you selected a video for your slider, this is where you can upload the video or type in the URL. So you can do that on your own. And down here where it says header image, if you want to have your own header image for your thumbnails when you share your WordPress website on Facebook and anything, you want to change the header image. So this is where you would do that. Okay, so what we're just going to do is click back right here, and we're going to go to the menu style tab a little bit later when we create our header menus. So we're going to skip this right now, and all I want to do is go back right here. And now what we're going to do is go through all of these tabs and select our settings that we want for our WordPress website. So what I want to do is just go through these tabs and show you what we selected for the demo WordPress website. And if we go too fast, or if you want to slow things down, you can always go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. And on step number 14, we have all of these settings that we selected for our WordPress website. And if you want, you can always pause the video or rewind and rewatch this section if you need to. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is go to the general tab, and we're not going to make any changes here. I just want to make sure that you have the right top and bottom padding. So we should have 83 right here and 100 right here. And if we do, then we can just go back. And what I want to do now is go to the site title, tagline, and logo tab. So click on this. And this is where you can go to update your site title and your tagline. So what I want you to do is make sure that you have the right site title and tagline, and you can see it right here and also in these tabs on your web browser up here. So what I want to do is just delete the tagline right here. So I just wanted to say Design Studio, and I'm going to show you how to create a custom logo and favicon a little bit later. And once we upload those, that's going to make the site title disappear right here and be replaced with our logo. So we'll do that a little bit later, but if you did update this section, what I want you to do is click on the Save and Publish button. And once that's saved, we can just click on back right here. And let's actually go back into our header area, and let's talk about the menu style now instead of later. So click on Menu Style, and you should see the sticky menu option right here. And there's two options, sticky and static. So let me show you the difference. On the demo WordPress website, we have our transparent header menu at the top on the home page, and if we scroll down, you can see that the transparent header menu has a background color now, and the header menu sticks at the top as we scroll down the page. This is what we call a sticky header menu because it stays right here even if we scroll. If you don't want to see the header menu and you want to leave it right at the top of the page, what you want is a static header menu. So what you want to do in your WordPress options right here is select the menu type that you want. So we'll go with sticky. And then what you want to do is choose the menu style. So there's two options, inline and centered. Inline means that the logo or the site title is going to show up on the same line as your header menu items. And if you click on the centered option, you can see that the preview page updates and the logo or the site title shows up on top of the header menu items. So you can select whichever one that you want. For this website, what we're making, we're going to use the inline option. So I'll leave everything as is. But again, if you do make any changes, click on the Save and Publish button. And once you're ready, let's click back right here. And then let's go back to the main customize page. So let's click back one more time. And now what I want you to do is click on the blog options tab. And this is where you can change the blog layout. And there's a few different options here, but we're going to use the default option, which is the classic alternative to list out our blog posts. So all I want to do in this section is come down to the content excerpt section, and I want to change the excerpt length from 55 to 30. So go ahead and do that. And once you do, go ahead and click on the Save and Publish button. And once that's saved, let's just click back right here. And now what you want to do is come down to the Fonts tab and click on that. And if you want to learn how to change your font style, you can go to this URL and read up on how to do that. We're just going to go down to the bottom to the body font size over here and make sure that this says 16. So sometimes this says 14. What I want you to do is change it to 16, and if you need to, click on the Save and Publish button at the top. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on the back button. And we're going to skip the footer tab because we don't need to do anything here. So let's just go to the colors tab. And you should see some tabs over here. And what we're going to do is go into each one of these, and I'm going to show you the color codes that I put in for the demo WordPress website. And you can select whatever colors that you want for your WordPress website. So first, let's go to the general tab, and we're only going to change the primary color and the body text color. But let me show you how to change your color first. So all you have to do is click on select color, and you'll get this pop-up. And you can drag this wheel around to select whatever color that you want, or you can click on the colors down here. Or if you know the color code, you can just type it in right here. And if you ever want to go back to the default color, just click on the default button right here. And to click out of this, just click outside of that area. So what we're going to do is change the primary color and the body text color. And again, on the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free, on step number 14, we have all of the color codes down here. So for the primary color, this is the color code that I want. So I'm just going to highlight and copy this really quickly and then go back to the WordPress website and click on select color under primary color. And then you can see that we have the color right here that is inserted for us. And it's a dull red color. And what I'm going to do is just delete the color code and then paste in my new color code, which is DD2525, and you see that it becomes a darker red. So this is the primary color, so it's going to show up on your buttons and on your links and everything like that. So put in whatever color that you want, and once you're ready, we're going to come to the body text color, and all I want to do here is change it to black. So I'll just click on the black color right here, and it's going to change the color code to 000. And once you're ready, let's go ahead and click on the Save and Publish button. And now we can click on the back button right here. And now let's click on the header tab right here. And all I want to do is change the menu background color. So on the demo WordPress website, remember we have a transparent header menu at the top. And if we scroll down, the header menu changes to a background color. So this is the menu background color, and what you want to do is go to the Customize page and select what color that you want for the menu background color. So what I want to do is click on Select Color and just put in the same color code as my primary color. So I'll type in DD2525, and you can put in the same color code if you want, or select any color code that you want. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on Save and Publish. And once that's saved, let's click on the back button right here, and let's go to the sidebar tab. And all I want to do is change the sidebar color to black. So click on Select Color, and then just click on the black color right here. And what this is going to do is change the text color on my sidebar to black. So once you're ready, go ahead and click on Save and Publish. And once that's saved, we can click back right here, and we don't need to customize our colors for the footer. So we're going to skip this and just click back right here. And now we are actually done selecting our settings for our WordPress website. And we can always come back here and update our settings anytime that we want. So now what I want to do is actually move on to the next step, which is adding some additional CSS to format our WordPress website. So we're going to stay on this page. And what I want to do is go to this tab that says additional CSS and click on that. And you can delete this text right here. And what we're going to do is paste in some CSS, which is some code that's going to format our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. And on step number 15, you should see some custom CSS in this yellow box down here. So go ahead and highlight and copy all of this, and then just go back to your WordPress website and paste that in right here. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what this code is, because I don't want to confuse you. Just know that this is going to make your website look a lot better. So make sure that you paste this in, and once you're ready, go ahead and click on the Save and Publish button. And once that's saved, now we can click back right here, and we are actually done with this section. So what we can do is just close out of this by clicking on the X right here. And now you should be redirected to the edit homepage right here. And what we can do is go and check out what the homepage looks like. So I'm going to click on view page right at the top. And once your WordPress website loads, if you change the primary color, then you should see the color right here and also on your button over here. And if we try to scroll down a little bit, you can kind of see the menu background color, but it doesn't really show up because we don't have any more content to scroll down on. And down at the bottom, you should see the copyright in the center of the page now instead of on the left-hand side. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go, and we can move on to the next step, which is going to be creating the custom logo and favicon for our WordPress website. So what I want you to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free, and on step number 16, create a logo and favicon. What I want you to do is click on this link that goes to a website called Logo Maker, and that's where we're going to go to create our logo. So go ahead and click on this link. So this is the Logo Maker website, and this is where we're going to go to make a free logo for our WordPress website. And the web address for this website is www.logomakr.com. So it's Logo Maker without the E. So if you type this in, just make sure that you type it in correctly. And once you come to this page, what I want you to do is close out of this and then click next, next, and done. And the first thing that we want to do is search for an icon or logo for the WordPress website. So what we can do is come up to the search box up here and then type in some keywords for the icon that you want. So I want a compass, so I'll just type in compass right here. And once these search results come up, I want to just scroll through this and find the logo that I want. So let me just come down here. And just for demo purposes, I'll select this one. So just click on the icon that you want, and it'll show up right here. And you can see there's some buttons on the left-hand side. So if you want to add text or another shape or change the color, you can click on these buttons. And the first thing that I want to do is change the size of this logo. So once you add the icon and the text that you want, what you want to do is just change the size. So click on the corner and drag this in. And I recommend about 50 by 50. And the reason is because we want to make sure that it stays on the same line as our header menu. So it doesn't have to be exact. So just about 50 by 50 is good enough. And let me show you why. And on the demo WordPress website, you can see that we have our logo right here and the header menu items on the same line. And the logo is about 50 by 50. And if you make a bigger logo, it's going to show up in this space down here. And then your header menu items are still going to be up here. So what you want to do is have a logo that's about 50 by 50 so that everything stays on the same line and looks good on your WordPress website. Okay, so back on the Logo Maker website, if you want to change the color of this after you resize it, you can just come to this color wheel right here and click and drag this around and change this to whatever color that you want. And what I want to do is change this to white. So I'm just going to click and drag this to the upper corner. And the logo is still here. You just can't see it. And once you're ready, after you add your icon and your text and everything like that, and you resize it, what you want to do is come to the upper right and then click on this disk to save the logo. So once you're ready, go ahead and click on this. And you should see this pop up right here. And we're going to go to option 2 and just click on this button that says download. And you should download your logo. And we're going to upload this to our WordPress website in just a minute. But right now we can close out of this and close out of this also. And what I want to do is make our favicon. So if your logo is white, it should still be right here. And we can just click over here. And what I want to do is change the logo to black for my favicon. And the favicon shows up sometimes on your web browser over here, or sometimes on your tabs over here. So it's just a mini icon. So I'm going to click and drag this to the other corner just to make this black. And then once you're ready, again, all we're going to do is click on the Save Logo button right here. And again, go to the second option right here. And then just click on the Download button right here and download your favicon. And now we can close out of this. And we don't need to go to the Logo Maker website anymore. So we can actually close out of this. And let's go back to our WordPress website. And let's go and upload our favicon and our custom logo. So if you're on this page right here, you can just click on the Customize link. Or you can go back to your WordPress dashboard. So hover over your website name and click on Dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, just come down to Appearance and hover over that. And then click on Customize. And once you're on the Customize page, just come down to the tab called Site Title, Tagline, and Logo and click on that. And this is where you're going to upload your logo. And the site icon is where you're going to upload the favicon. So let's upload our logo first by clicking on Select Image. And if you want to upload the logo that you made, go to the Upload Files tab and click on Select Files and then find the logo that you just made. And you can upload it that way. If you want to use the demo logo, go to the Media Library tab, and what I want you to do is scroll down and try to find this logo right here, which is the demo logo.png. So once you select it, you can click on Choose Image, and you should see the logo get updated right here, and now you should see the logo up here on the preview page. So now let's upload our favicon. So go to where it says Site Icon, and let's do the same thing. Click on Select Image. And again, you can upload your own by going to the Upload Files tab. Otherwise, just go to the Media Library and find the demo favicon, which is this one right here. And then click on Select. And what you want to do is crop this image so that it fits in here. And you can see a preview of the favicon over here. And once it looks good, what you can do is click on Crop Image. But I'm going to skip this because it already fits, so I don't need to crop my image. So I'll click on this button right here. And now we have our favicon and our logo uploaded onto our WordPress website. And all we have to do is click on the Save and Publish button. And once everything is saved, now we can just close out of this. And now you should be brought back to the WordPress dashboard. And we're going to move on to the next step, which is modifying our permalinks. So what I want to do first is add the www dot in front of our web address. And then we're going to select the URLs that we want for our permalinks for our pages and posts. So what I want you to do is come down on the left-hand side to Settings and hover over that and then click on the General link. And once you're on the General Settings page, all you have to do is come down to where it says WordPress address and site address. And you want to be very careful when you do this, but just come into this section right here, right in front of your website name, and just type in www dot. And then do the same with the site address right here, www dot. And make sure that you don't delete anything or put this in the wrong place. So make sure that it says http://www.yourwebsitename.com. And make sure that it says it on both of these lines. And again, you want to double and triple check, because if you mess this up, then you're not going to be able to access your website and you're going to have to start all over. Okay? So once you're ready, just come down to the bottom of this page and click on Save Changes. And you're going to be logged out, and for security purposes, you want to log back in. So type in your username and password and then just click Login. And once you're logged back in, now you should see the www dot in front of your website name. So if you see that, then we're good to go. And now what we want to do is modify our permalinks. So again, come down to Settings and hover over this and click on the permalinks link right here. And once you're on the permalink settings page, what you want to do is select the permalink option that you want for your pages and posts. And the one that I recommend is the post name option because it's the most professional. So I'll select this one, and once you're ready, just come down to the bottom and click Save Changes. And once your settings are saved, now what I want to do is go back to our list of pages. So hover over Pages on the left-hand side and click on All Pages. And once you're on the Pages page, you can see a list of all the pages that we have published right here. So we have the blog page, the home page, and a default sample page. So let's delete the sample page. Hover over it and click on the trash link right here. And now you should see the sample page deleted from your list right here, and it should be moved to the trash can. So if you want to empty your trash can, just click on this link and you can empty your trash can like that. But what we're going to do is move on to the next step. So we're going to start customizing our homepage. And what I want to do right now is create the services section for the WordPress homepage. So what we're going to do first is create these services with these little icons and little descriptions about our products and services. And then we're going to go into our homepage and create this row and then add everything here. Okay, so let's go back to our WordPress website. And the first thing that we have to do is create our services. So on the left-hand side, hover over Services and click on Add New Service. And once you're on the Add New Service page, the first thing that you want to do is add in a title for your product or service. So I'll type in design right here. And then what you want to do is come down here and add a little description about your service or product. So what I'm going to do is go to the demo WordPress website and just highlight this text right here and copy it just to save some time. And then I'm going to paste that in right here. And if you want to modify this text, you can go and play around with these buttons right here. If you hover over any of these, you'll see little pop-ups with little descriptions of what they're all about. And if you don't see this second row, all you have to do is click on this button right here that says Toolbar Toggle, and you'll see that second row pop up. Okay, so also one more thing, and I'll mention this a little bit later, is right now we're on the Visual tab. If you ever want to add HTML, you want to go to the Text tab right here and add it. Okay, so for the most part, we're going to be adding all of our content on the Visual tab. So once you're ready, come down to the bottom over here to where it says Service Info. And now what we want to do is add an icon for our service or product. So what you want to do is click on this link right here, and it's going to open up a new tab to go to the Font Awesome website. And this is a cheat sheet with a bunch of different icons right here. So you can find any icon that you need for your service or product. So what I'm going to do is just highlight one of these. So I'll take the desktop one right here. And so once you find the icon that you want to highlight the short code just like what I did right here. So it says FA-desktop, and you want to copy that and then go back to your WordPress website and paste in that short code right here. And that's going to insert an icon for this service. And if you want to add a link to this service so that your visitors can click on to go to another page with more details, you can add that URL right here. So we're going to leave this blank though. And the last thing that we want to do is come up to the category section over here, and we want to add a category name for all of our services so that we can make them show up on our home page. So we're going to have the same category name for each of our services. So just come to where it says Add New Category and click on this and just type in something like type-A. And once you do that, push enter, and you should see the category get added to this section right here, and you want to make sure that it has the checkbox right here. Okay, so once you're ready, all we have to do to make this service is click the publish button right here. So go ahead and click on that. And once the service is created, you should see the notification right here. And if you ever want to edit this, you can do that and then just click on the edit button right here. And you can always delete this or change the status of this over here. So if you want, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, what I want to do is create another service with you just so that you know the right steps. So the first thing that we want to do is go to Services and click on Add New Service, or click on the button right here that says Add New Service. So click on this. And once you're on the Add New Service page, the first thing that you want to do is type in the name of the product or service right here. So I'll type in strategy, and once you're ready, come down here and then add your little description about the product or service. So I'll just paste in some gibberish from the demo WordPress website just to save some time. And then once you're ready, scroll down to the bottom to the service info section. And we want to get the short code for the icon that we want to add for our service or product. So again, you can click on this link right here and it'll open up this tab to the Font Awesome website. And this is your cheat sheet. And what you want to do is just get the short code for the icon that you want. So the one that I want is this one right here called FA-CodePen. So I'll highlight the shortcode and copy that and go back to the WordPress website and just paste that in right here. And again, you can put in a URL if you want to link the service to another page right down here. And once you're ready, come up to the category section and you want to add a category name. So what we want to do for our services is use the same category name. So if you already created one service, you should have the category name right here. All you have to do is check the box and that's going to add the service to the same category. Or you can type it in right here, but you can see right here we already have it in our list. So check the box and once you're ready, all we have to do is click the publish button. So click on this once you're ready. And now we have just created our second service. So what I want you to do now is create the third service on your own. So all you're going to do is click add new service and then create your third service. And once you're ready, what I want you to do is push the play button. And then what we're going to do is add the services section into our home page. So go ahead and pause the video. And once you're ready, push play. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, so welcome back. And if you pause this video to create your third service, then now you should have 3 different services. And what I did was I went back into my services and I changed the times that I publish these because there's one thing that I forgot to mention. So the services that you create, they're going to show up from right to left. So the first one that you put in is going to show up on your right, and then the last one that you create is going to show up on your left. So what I wanted to do was make the design one show up on the left, and then my last one, photography, show up on the right. So I went into each of these and I clicked the edit button and then I just changed the time that I published these. Okay, so if you want to change the order, that's what you have to do. So now that we have all of our services, what we want to do is create this section on our WordPress homepage. So let me show you how to make this. Let's go back to our WordPress website right here. And what we want to do is go back to the homepage. So hover over pages on the left-hand side over here and click on all pages. And what we want to do right now is go to the home page and hover over that and click on the edit link right here. And once you're on the edit page, what I want you to do is come to these 3 different tabs on the right. So the visual tab is if you're writing regular content and you want to style it, link it, and add images, then you can use the visual tab. If you're going to write HTML, you want to use the text tab. And if you want to build out your pages with different rows, columns, and really customize the layouts of your WordPress website, then what you want to do is use the page builder tab. So the page builder is a free plugin, and that's what we're going to use to learn how to make our WordPress website for free. So what I want you to do is click on the page builder tab, and it should change the formatting for this section right here. And what we're going to do is add different rows and columns to customize our WordPress pages. So by the end of this video, you're going to be very familiar with this page builder. So once you're on this section right here, the first thing that we want to do is add a row for our services section right below the slider. So what you can do is click on add row right here or click on row right here. So click on this. And now you should see this pop up that says new row. And right here, you can see that we have 2 boxes. And what these are the number of columns that we have to split our row or our section. So what you want to do is modify the number of columns that you want for this section up here where it says set row layout. So you can see right here it says 2 right now. We want to change this to 1. And what that's going to do is give us one big section for our services or product section. So right now, just change this to 1, and we'll talk about this stuff in more detail as we make the different sections on our WordPress homepage. So once you change this to 1 right here, all I want you to do is come down here and click the insert button. And now you should see this row get inserted right here. And if you ever want to edit this row, just hover over the wrench right here and then click on edit row. and you'll see this pop up again, and you can modify whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to click done right here. And if you ever have more than one row, which we will in just a few minutes, and you want to move around these rows, you can click on this little up and down arrow, and then you can drag this around to where you want to place this row. But right now we want to keep the row right here. And since we already inserted this, now what we want to do is place a widget for our services section. So what I want you to do is click on the add widget button right here, and you're going to get this pop-up that says add widget. And there's a bunch of different widgets here, and these are little tools that we can use to customize our rows. And what we want to do is come down to the bottom, and we want to use this one called Sydney FP Services Type A. So once you find this widget, go ahead and click on it, and you'll see that it gets inserted right here. And once you hover over it, you should see some links right here. So what we want to do is click on the edit link. So click on that. And once you get this pop-up, the first thing that we want to do is type in our title for this section right here. So on the demo WordPress website, the title for this section says Our Services. So that's what we're going to type in right here. So you can type in the same thing if you want. And once you're ready, come down to number of services to show. We're going to leave this as -1 so that we show all of these services that we created. And we're not going to put in a button, so we're going to leave this blank. And all I want you to do is come down here and put in the category name for the services that we created. So we had one category name, so that was type-A. So if you use the same category name, type that in right here. And once you're ready, we're just going to come down here and click done. We don't need to change any of the formatting over here. So click this button once you're ready. And now our services section should be done on our WordPress website. So what I want you to do to save all of your changes is click the update button right here. And once the home page is updated, you should see the notification right here. So let's go and check out what the page looks like right now. So click on view page. And once your WordPress website loads, this is what it should look like right now. So you should have your custom logo at the top, your slider right here, and our call to action button right here. So if we click on this, it should bring us down to our next section that we just made right here. So again, this is our services section, and you should see the services that you made right here with our custom icons. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And now what we can do is make our next section on our WordPress homepage. So what we're going to do below the services section is create this call to action right here. So we'll have a background image and 2 call to actions with buttons that link to different pages on our WordPress website. So if you want to make this section on your WordPress website, let's go back to our home page, and we want to click on the edit page link up here to go back and edit our home page. So click on this link. And once you're back on the edit page, the first thing that we're going to do is add a new row underneath the services row. So click on the add row button and come over here and change the number of rows from 2 to 1, and then come to the row style section over here, and we're going to go in here and change the layout really quickly. So click on layout to expand this section, and the first thing that we're going to do is put in some top and bottom padding. So again, let me go to the demo website just to show you. The top padding is up here and the bottom padding is up here, and really what it is just spacing between these other 2 sections. So we want to reduce this. So what I want to do on the WordPress website that we're making is I want to put in 50 here because the default is 100 px. So that's just going to reduce it a little bit. And then what we want to do is come down to row layout. And for this row, we want to select the full width option so that this row goes from one side all the way to the other. And then what we can do is just go back up here and collapse this. And what I want to do now is go down to the design tab and click and expand that. And what I want to do for the WordPress website that I'm making is put in a background image. And if you want, you can have a background color, or you can just leave this section white if you want. But if you want to add an image like the demo website, what I want you to do is come down to the background image section and click on select image. And then you can upload your own image if you want, or you can use the demo content if you're in the media library right here. And what I want you to do is find this image right here. So this is the background.jpg. So once you select that, you should see the check mark right here. and you can click done right here. And now you should see the background image get inserted right here. And if you ever want to change this, click on select image again, or you can remove it by clicking on remove right here. All right, so the last thing that I want to note in the design tab for the row right here is the overlay section. So if you have a background image, then you might get an overlay for this row. So let me show you what I mean on the demo WordPress website. You can see that this is the row that we're creating, and we have our background image right here. And the image is actually brighter than what you see right here. What's covering the image is an overlay. So we have a darker tint on top of the image, and that's what we call an overlay. So if you want that, you want to make sure that this is unchecked right here so that the overlay shows up. If you want to change the overlay color, you can come down here and then you can go into this color pad right here and then change the color to whatever you want. And if you want to disable the overlay, just check this box right here, and then you'll see the original background color and image and everything. All right, so I like the overlay that we have with this background image, so I'm gonna leave everything as the default. And once you're ready, all we have to do to create this new row is click on insert. And now you should see your row get inserted right here. And if you ever need to move it around, you can click the up and down arrow and place it wherever you want. And if you want to delete this row, just hover over the wrench and click on delete row. So once you insert your row right here, what we want to do now is add a widget called the layout builder. So click on the button that says add widget and find the layout builder widget and click on that. And you should see it get inserted right here. And what the layout builder does is it allows you to create rows inside a row. So on the demo WordPress website, you can see that we have this section right here that we're trying to make. And we have one big row, and what we're going to do is add a row for the title for this section, and then another row with 2 columns for the 2 call to actions right here. So in order to create this layout, we have to use the layout builder widget. So on the WordPress website that we're making, we inserted the layout builder right here, and what I want you to do is click on the edit link right here. And you should see this pop up that looks very similar to the page builder. And the first thing that we're going to do is add the row for the section title. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And what I like to do is come to the layout tab. And for this, I want to add 9px to the top and bottom padding. So you can do the same, or you can play around with this if you want, or you can leave it as the default. So if you do, then don't put anything in here at all. And once you're ready, go ahead and click the insert button, and you'll see your row get inserted right here. And now to add the title for this section, click on add widget and find the text widget and click on that. And you'll see that the widget gets inserted right here. And now if we click on the edit link, we have the text widget, and we can just add our title right here. So I'm going to go to the demo WordPress website and just highlight this text and copy this. So it says find out what we're all about, and just paste it in right here. And once you do this, there's one thing that I want to note. So if you come down to the design tab, and if you open this up and come down here, you'll notice that there is a widget title color and a headings color option right here. So by default, these widgets have these colors selected for you for the title and then for your headings. So if you want to change these colors for your title and your headings, you have to come in here each time and change the colors on your own. Your font and links color are going to default to whatever you selected when you went into your theme options and customized your colors. But for the widget title and headings colors, you have to come in here and change the color codes. So if I don't change the color code, it's going to default to this darker color. But what I want is this red color that you see on the demo WordPress website. So if you want the same color that I have, what we have to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. And on step number 20, if I come down here, I have the color code that I want. So if I highlight this, which is D63737, and I copy that and go back to the WordPress website that I'm making. And for the widget title color, I click on select color and delete the color code here and paste in the new one. You can see that the widget title color changes to the red color that I want. Okay, so just keep that in mind. if you create some widgets with different text and the colors aren't showing up correctly, you have to come in here and change them. And then for this section also, what you can do is customize the font color to something different than your site colors by changing the font colors here. Otherwise, again, these are going to default to the options that you selected in the theme options section that we did a little earlier. Okay, so if I confused you, leave a comment in the section below and I'll get back to you. Hopefully I didn't. But again, all I'm saying is if you want the right title color, you have to come in here and change it to the color code that you're using. So once you're ready, go ahead and click done. And now what we want to do is add our second row for our 2 call to actions. So click on add row and leave the row layout as 2 up here. And if you ever want to change the ratios for these 2 rows or these 2 boxes, just go in here and you can always just change the percents and they'll always add up to 100%. And you can see that the ratio changes right here. So we're going to leave this as 50% for each of these so that it's even right now. And what I want you to do is come over here to the layout tab and click and expand this. And we're going to put in 0 for the top and bottom padding right here. And I think that's all we're going to do. So we can just come down here and click insert. And now I want to add 2 widgets called the call to action widget, one over here and one over here. So let's click on add widget and find the Sydney FP call to action widget. So click on that. And if it gets added right here, that's okay. We can just click and drag it to wherever we want to place it. And you can add another one over here. Or what you can do is click on this link that says duplicate and it'll make a copy of it. And since we haven't edited this yet, we can just click and drag it over here. So now what we want to do is customize each of these call to actions. So what we're going to do is click on the left-hand side on the edit link right here. And now you should see this pop up. And what we're going to do is put in a call to action, a link for our button, and a title for our button. So I'm going to leave the title blank. And what we want to do first is go and get some text for our call to action. So on the demo WordPress website, I can just highlight this text. And this is the call to action. So it says, take some time and meet our employees. And I can just paste that in right here. And then for the link for this button, what I want you to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. And on step number 20 right here, creating the call to action, down here, you should see a URL. So it's on step number 21. And it says http://www.yourwebadress.com/employees. So what I want you to do is either copy this or type it into the WordPress website right here. So if I paste that in, all you need to do is delete where it says your web address and replace it with your website name. So I can type in how to Webby, and what we're going to do is link this to the employees page that we're going to create a little bit later. And you can always come back in here and update this link to another page if you want. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do right here is put in a title for our button. So I'll type in meet the team. And we're going to leave this box unchecked. And what I want you to do is come to the design tab and I want to change some colors. So if we come down to the widget title color, I don't think we need to change this, but I'm going to go in here and just clear this. And then for the headings color, what I want to do is change the call to action color from this darkish black color to this silverish gray color. So what I'm going to do is go to the text tutorial, and right here is the color code that I want, which is 8C8C8C, and copy that, and then go back over here and click select color, and then just delete this and paste in that color code, and you can see that the color changes right here. So one other thing, if you want the darker background right here for this box around the call to action, what you want to do is paste in some custom CSS. So on the text tutorial right here, down at the bottom in this section, I have this custom CSS. What you want to do is copy this. So from where it says background to the semicolon, and then go back to the WordPress website and go up on these tabs over here to the attributes tab, and then paste that into the CSS styles. So I'll give you a second to look at this custom code right here. And again, this is on the text tutorial, and you can just paste this in, and that's going to give you this box. Otherwise, this is going to be clear and you'll just see the background. So I like how this separates the call to actions from the entire row. Okay, so you can always play around with that stuff and do whatever you want. You don't have to follow along exactly. But once we're done with this, we are done creating our first call to action. So now we can click done. And now what we want to do is just create our second call to action. So we're going to do this a little quicker. So hover over the second call to action and click on the edit button. And again, you'll get this pop-up. And I'm just going to go to the demo website and just copy this text for the call to action that says review some facts about us, and paste that in right here. And then I'll go to the text tutorial and just get the second URL that I want. So it's this one right here. So it's going to be http://www.yourwebaddress.com/about. So this button is going to link to the about page. So if you need to, you can pause the video and just copy this URL. And I want you to replace your web address with your website name. And again, you can always come in here and update this later. And for the title for the button, we'll just type in facts. And then what I want to do is, again, go to the design tab and come down here and just change these colors. So I'll clear the widget title color, even though I don't need to. And then for the headings color, I'll go in here and I remember the color code. So it's 8C, 8C, 8C to change this to a silver gray color. And once I do that, I want to come up here to the attributes tab and get that custom CSS again at the bottom over here in this section, so that I have that box around the call to action. So once you copy this, just go back to the WordPress website that we're making and paste it into the CSS styles box. So if you need to pause the video to type this in, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, once you're ready, we're just going to click the done button right here. And now we are done with this section on our WordPress website. So we can click done right here. And now let's save this before we move on to the next step. So let's click the update button. And once the page is updated, what I want to do is go to the WordPress website that we're building right now, just to make sure that we're all on the same page and everything looks perfect. So let's click on view page right here. And once your WordPress website loads, if we scroll down to the call to action section, this is what you should see right now. So you should have your custom title at the top with the custom color, and then your two call to actions right here with the boxes that separate these if you pasted in the custom CSS. And both of these buttons, if you hover over them, should have the primary colors, and they're going to link to different pages that we're going to make on our WordPress website a little bit later. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. If you see something a little different, then what you want to do is rewatch this section and make sure that you didn't miss any steps. And if you still are having some problems, you can always leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you there. All right, so now what we're going to do is move on to the next section, which is going to be creating the blog post section. So you can see it right underneath the call to action. We're going to have this section right here. We'll have a title for our latest news, and then we're going to show some of the latest blog posts or articles that we write for our WordPress website right here. So if you want to create this section or learn how to, then what I want you to do is go back to the WordPress website that we're making and hover over the edit page button or edit page link and click on that. Once you're back on the home page that we're making right now, all we have to do is click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And we don't have to do anything here this time. So just click on the insert button and you should see a row at the bottom. And we just have to add a widget. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP latest news widget. So it should be towards the bottom. So just click on that and it should get inserted down here. And all we have to do is click on the edit link and we'll get this pop up, and we're just going to type in a title. So right here for this section, I'll type in latest news, and that's all we have to do. We don't have to do anything here. So just click done, and let's just update our homepage now. So click the update button to save everything. And once the page is updated, all we have to do to check it out is click on View Page. And once the WordPress website loads, if we scroll down to the bottom, we should see the latest news section below the call to action now. And one of the things that we didn't do was go into the Design tab and change the widget title color. So if you don't like the default color for this font right here, you want to go in there and change the color code like we did for the other sections. And you'll also notice that we have a default blog post right here. This is uploaded by WordPress when we install the WordPress website. We're going to delete this later, and we're going to type out some new blog posts with some featured images that we'll put over here a little bit later. So this is what you should see right now. If you don't have any blog posts, then you won't see this section appear right now. But once we go into the step to write our blog post, this section is going to appear no matter what. All right, so if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And now what we're going to do is create the next call to action right below the blog post section. So we're going to have one more call to action right at the bottom of the home page like this. So we'll link this to the testimonials page. So if you want to create this, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making, and let's click on the edit page link right at the top. And once you're back on the WordPress homepage, let's scroll down and let's add a new row. So click on add row, and let's change the row layout to 1, and then go to the layout tab. And I like to put in 30px right here for top and bottom padding. And you can always play around with the spacing on your own if you want. And then come down to row layout, and let's go in here and select full width so that our row goes from one side all the way to the other. And then what I want to do is come down to the design tab, and what I want to do is add a background color for this section. So if I go to the text tutorial, I want to get the background color code right here on step number 22. So the color code is 252525. So if I highlight and copy that and then come back to the WordPress website, and right here where it says background color, if I click this button, I can just type in the color code right here. So it's 252525. So go ahead and type that in if you want the same background color. And then we can just click the insert button right here. And now what we want to do is add our call to action widget. So click on add widget, and then find the Sydney FP call to action widget again, and click on that. And you should know how to use this. So what we're going to do is click on the edit link. And what we're going to do is put in our call to action right here, and then add a link, and then the title for our button right here. So what I want to do is go to the demo WordPress website, and just to save some time, I'm going to highlight this text right here. So it says, "We love what we do, need some inspiration. Check out what our clients say." So I'm going to copy that and then just paste it into where it says enter your call to action. And then for the link for the button, I'm going to go to the text tutorial. And again, on step number 22, we have the web address right down here that we can modify. So if I highlight this and copy it, and then go back to the WordPress website, and I'll read this out to you. It says http://www.yourwebaddress.com/success stories. So we're going to create a page called Success Stories, and it's going to have our testimonials and everything like that. So what you want to do is just replace where it says your web address with your website name. So I'll type in how to Webby. And again, you can always come in here and update the link if you create additional pages. So again, you don't have to have the same call to action or the same text that I do for my website. You can always customize it to create whatever WordPress website that you want. Okay? So the last thing that we're going to do here is put in our title for this button, and I want to type in Success Stories. And what I want to do this time is I want to check this box that says display the button in line with the text. If you notice on the demo WordPress website, this time around we have our call to action and the button on the same line. So in order to have this, instead of them on top of each other, you have to check that box. So make sure that you check this box here if you want the same layout. And The other thing that I want to do is come to the design tab, and we want to change some colors again for the font. So let's scroll down to widget title color, and we don't need to do anything here. We can just clear this just to be safe. But for the headings color, we want to put in the color code that has that silver color. So if you remember, it's going to be hashtag or pound sign 8C8C8C. And this color code is also going to be in the description of the video, and also it's always on the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free on the NYC Tech Club website. Okay, so once you have that, we should be good to go. So let's click done right here. And now what we want to do is just update our website so that we save our changes. So let's click on the update button right here. And once the website is updated, let's go and check it out. So let's click on view page. And once the WordPress website loads, if we scroll down, we should see the call to action that we just made at the bottom of the page. So you should see a full width row with a background color, and then a call to action with whatever text color that you chose, and then our button right here that's going to link to a testimonial page that we'll create a little bit later. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And now what we can do is create the last section on the WordPress homepage. So what we're going to do is create these social media buttons that look just like this. And you can always customize these icons to be whatever color that you want. So if you want this on your homepage, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making and learn how to do this. So let's click on the edit page link one more time. Once you're back on the edit page, there's one thing that we have to do with our plugins before we can make our social media section. So what I want you to do is hover over plugins on the left-hand side, and you should see a link that says Site Origin Widgets. I want you to click on that. And once you're on the Site Origin Widgets bundle page, what I want you to do is scroll down to the social media buttons section. So you should see this box right here. And what you want to do is click the activate button so that we can use this as a widget. So there's a bunch of different widgets here, and if you want, you can activate them. We're not going to use them in this tutorial, but again, you can look at all these and see which ones you want to activate and play around with. Okay, so once you activate the social media buttons widget, we can go back to our home page. So let's go back to pages on the left-hand side and click on all pages. And once you're back on the pages page, let's go back to our home page. So hover over the home page and just click on edit. And once we're back on the home page, what we want to do is come down here and click on add row. So we're going to add a row for our social media buttons. So right here in the row layout, let's change this to 1, and then go into the layout tab right here and expand that. And I want to put in 10px for the padding for this section. So again, you can always play around with this on your own. And then for the row layout, we want to make this full width. And then we want to come down to the design tab and click and expand this. And what I want to do is change the background color right here. So you don't have to do this, but if you want a darker color like I do on my WordPress website, then you want to put in a color code. So I'm going to go to the text tutorial, and we're on step number 23 right here. So I'm just going to take this color code, which is 1C, 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 and copy that, and then go back to the WordPress website that we're making and click select color right here and just paste in that color code. So again, you can always choose whatever color that you want. You have this wheel that you can drag around and you can select these colors right here. So play around with this if you want, or you can put in the same color code. And once you're ready, then let's click the insert button. And now what we want to do is add the social media buttons widget right here. So let's click on add widget, and I want you to find the Site Origin social media buttons widget, which we just activated, and click on that. And now once it's inserted, let's click on the edit link. And what we're going to do is add each of the buttons that we want to have for our social media button section. So to do that, we're going to come right here where it says networks, and there's an add button right here. We want to click on that to add our first button, and you should see now it says select network. So what we're going to do is click on this down arrow to expand this section, and then we're going to go into this drop down and select the social media network that we want to add a button for. So what I want to do is add a button for Facebook first. So click on that, And you can see right here, it adds a URL. And what you want to do is add the URL for your Facebook fan page. So most likely all you have to do is type something at the end. So for me, it's just NYC Tech Club. You want to double check what your Facebook fan page is or your Facebook page and link it right here. And then we can leave the icon title blank. And for the icon color, I like to leave this as white. So I'll leave the color code as is. But if you want to change the Facebook icon color to the Facebook color or any other color, you can go in here and drag the wheel or select whatever color you want. So again, I'm going to leave it as white. And for the background color, I like to change this to a darker gray color just for my WordPress website. So what I'm going to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website. And again, remember we're on step number 23 right here. And down here on step number 11 for this section is the color code that I want. So this is for the background color for the button. So it's 252525. So I'll just copy that and go back to the WordPress website and go in here and click select color and delete this and then paste in the color code that I want. So you can see that it changes right here. And once we do that, we can click again on this arrow to collapse this. And now what we want to do is add the other buttons that we want for our WordPress website. So now what I'm going to do is just add the other ones. So we can click on the add button again and go in here and select the social media network. So we'll click on Twitter this time and just update the URL to go to my Twitter account. And again, I'm going to leave the icon color as is, but the background color I'm going to change to the darkest gray color. So again, the color code here is 252525. So just make sure that you select the right social media network and then update the URL so that when your visitors click on the button, it goes to the right page, and then change the colors if you want. And once you're ready, collapse this and then add as many more buttons as you want. So in this section, I'll just add the other two just to make sure that we are on the same page. So I'll go back in here and just click Google. I don't really have a Google account, so I'll just leave the URL as is. And I'll just go in here and change the background color. So again, it's 252525. And then we'll just add one more together. And if you need to, you can always pause the video and update this section on your own. So I'll select LinkedIn here. And again, I don't have an account, so I'm just going to do this as an example and change the background color here and collapse this. So once you add all of these social media buttons that you want, and you might have more or less, what I want you to do is come down to design and layout. So if you're ready, let's click and expand this. And we just want to change some of these options to format the buttons so they look good on our website. So for the button theme, I like to select flat. And then the icon size, we're going to keep this normal. And then for rounding, we'll keep this as slightly rounded. For the padding, I like to select low. And then for the alignment, I'm going to select center. And then for the margin, we'll also keep this low. Okay, so you can pause this if you need to see the options that we selected. Otherwise, all you have to do is click the done button right here. So I'll click on this, and now we have the social media buttons on our home page. So let's save everything by clicking on the update button right here. So click on this. And once the page is updated, let's go and check it out. So let's click on view page. And once our WordPress website loads, if we scroll down, we should see the social media buttons at the bottom over here. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And if you want, you can test out these buttons to make sure that they go to the right pages. Otherwise, we are done learning how to make our WordPress homepage. And we'll come back in here a little bit later to write our blog post. And we'll also insert a custom header menu at the top of our different pages towards the end of the video. So we'll have a little header menu at the top later on. All right, so right now, what I want to do is teach you how to make the about page. So this is the about page we're going to make next. And you can see we're going to have a custom title. I'll show you how to insert images and format your text and link your text to different URLs. We'll insert a video and we'll have some statistics right here. And then we'll insert a call to action and our social media buttons again down here. So if you want to learn how to make the about page for your WordPress website, then what I want you to do is go back to the WordPress website that we're making. And before we go and create a new page, we're going to go back to the Customize tab and change one of our settings. So if you're on this page right now and you're logged in, what I want you to do is click on the Customize link right here. So click on this. Once you're back on the Customize page, and if you are on your WordPress dashboard, hover over Appearance, and then click on Customize, and you'll come to this page right here. What we want to do is come down to where it says Header Area and click on this. And we're going to go to Header Type and click on this. And then come down here to where it says Site Header Type. What I want you to do is select No Header right here. Otherwise, you're going to get a default background image for all of your page titles, and we don't want that. So make sure that you come to the Site Header Type and select No Header, Only Menu, and once you're ready, click Save and Publish. Once that's saved, we can just close out of this. So let's click the X. And now you should be redirected back to the WordPress homepage. And what we're going to do now is go and create a new page for the About page. So hover over New and click on Page. And once you're on the Add New Page, the first thing that you want to do is type in the page title. So let's type in About right here. And then come down to the Page Attributes section and go into this drop down where it says Template and select the Front Page option. So this is going to let us use the Page Builder. And then come up to these tabs right here and just click on Page Builder. And the first thing that we're going to do is add a row for our page title and our content. So let's click on Add Row. And we want to change the row layout to 1 right here. So change that to 1 and then go into the Layout tab. And let's put in 40px for the top and bottom padding. And then change the row layout to full width. And then click on the Insert button. And now what we want to do is add a visual editor widget. So click on Add Widget and find the visual editor widget all the way at the bottom and click on this. And then what we're going to do is hover over it and click on the Edit link. And the first thing that we're going to do is type in our page title. So type in About Us. And then what I want you to do is come down here and this is where you're going to type in your About section. So I'll just paste in some text. And if you want to format this text, you can always use these buttons. If you hover over them, you can see what they do. So I'll let you play around with this. And if you don't see the second row of buttons, what you have to do is click on this button right here called Toolbar Toggle, and you'll see the second row once you click on it. Okay, so what I want to do is just show you how to link some of your text to another page. So if I want to link the Contact Us text to the Contact Us page, just highlight the Contact Us text and then click on the Insert Edit Link button right here. And I can just type in the URL, or what I can do is click on this button that says Link Options, and I'll get this pop-up. And if I have some other pages published, I can click on the page that I want to link to, and then it's going to link this text to that page. So what I'll do right now is just type in the URL for the Contact Us page that we're going to make a little bit later. So go ahead and do the same. The URL is going to be http://www.howtowebby.com/contact. And if you are linking a Contact Us text to the Contact Us page, what you want to do is just change the website name to your website name. Okay, and you can also check this box if you want to open up the link in a new tab, but we're not going to do that. So all we have to do is click on the button that says Add Link. And now you should see the text right here, and this is going to be linked to the Contact Us page. And if you ever want to remove this, just click on the link, and then you can click on this button to remove the link. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is show you how to insert an image. So all you have to do is click your mouse wherever you want to put the image, and then click on this button right here that says Add Media. And you can always upload your own images by clicking on Upload Files and then clicking on Select Files. We're just going to use the demo content on the Media Library tab. So all I want to do is just come down here and select this image. And this is actually me. So this is Jameson, the man behind the voice. And on the right-hand side over here, there are some options for you. So if you want, you can add a caption or a description. All I want to do is come down to the attachment display settings, and I want to select the alignment. So I want to go with left. And if you want to link the image to another page or anything, you can select these options here in this drop down. So you can go with a larger image or a custom URL. We're just going to go with none right here. And also you can change the size of the image over here. So once you're ready, go ahead and click on Insert into Page. And now you should see the image get inserted right here. And if you ever want to edit this image, all you have to do is click on it and you'll see some buttons up here. So you can always click on the pencil to edit this image or the X to remove it. Or if you want to align this to another side or anything, you can click on these buttons right here. All right, so once we insert our image right here, what I want to do now is show you how to insert a video into this page. So we're going to embed a video. So what I want to do is just go to the YouTube page. And this is a video that I want to insert into my About page. And you can upload your own videos or you can use a video that you found online. If you're using a YouTube video, what you want to do is come to the video page and then come down here and click on this link that says share. And you'll get this pop-up. And then click on the embed link right here and you'll get this other pop-up, and all you have to do is highlight the text that you see right here, and then you're going to copy this and then go back to your WordPress website, and what you want to do is paste in that code, but you want to paste it into the text tab. So click on the text tab right here, and then you can come down here and just paste in the code wherever you want to put the video. So I'll paste it in right down here, and you can see that you can change the width and the height of this video. But I suggest that you go and check it out on the page first to see if you like the size of the video before you start changing the sizes over here. So if we go back to the visual tab, you can see that the video gets inserted right here. And it looks a little small, but it's going to be bigger on your WordPress website. So once you're ready, let's click Done right here. And what you can do right now is click Save Draft and go preview the page, or you can click Publish. So I'll just publish everything just to save all of the changes really quickly. And once the page is published, let's go and check it out. So let's click on View Page. And once the page loads, this is what you should see. So we should see an image, some text, and then a link right here. And then the video that we just... And once the page loads, this is what you should see. So you should see an image, some text right here, a link right here, and then the video that we just embedded down here. And what's really cool is you can actually play this video on your WordPress web page. Okay, so we are good to go. And now what I want to do is create the rest of the About page. So we're going to add some facts down here, and then our call to action and the social media buttons. So let's go and do this. So let's go back to our WordPress website and let's click on Edit Page. And once you're back on the edit page, the first thing that we're going to do is add a new row for the facts section. So let's click on Add Row, and let's change the row layout to 1, and then go into the Layout tab and type in 30px for the top and bottom padding, and then change the row layout to full width. And then what I want to do is add a background color for the row. So click on the Design tab, and then come down to Background Color and click on Select Color. And I just want to type in a color code. So this color code is also on the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. But the color code is DD3B3B, and it's just a darker red color. So if you want, you can type in the same color code right there. And then once you're ready, let's click on the Insert button. And what we want to do is add a widget for the facts. So let's click on Add Widget and find the Sydney FP Facts widget and click on that. And once it's inserted right here, all you have to do is click on the edit link. And creating facts is really easy. So I'll show you how to do this once, and then you can pause the video and create these other ones on your own. So the first thing that you want to do is come to where it says first fact name and type in a name. So we'll type in projects right here, and then we want to put in a value. So I'll put in some random number. And then you want to add an icon. So to add an icon, you want to put in some shortcode. So you want to click on this link right here, and it's going to open up a new tab to the Font Awesome cheat sheet. And you should be very familiar with this because we used it a little earlier. And all you want to do is find the icon that you want to use, and then you're going to highlight the shortcode. So I'll take this briefcase. So it's FA-briefcase, and copy that, and then go back to the WordPress website and paste that in right here. And that's going to make the first fact. So again, it's really easy. So what I want you to do is pause this video and then fill out all of these other sections to create your other facts. And once you're ready, push play, and then I'll show you how to change the font color in the design tab. All right, so I will see you in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. So if you pause this video, then you should have filled out these other sections with your different facts. So you can see that I did the same, and if you want to pause the video to copy exactly what I did, you can do that. Otherwise, we're just going to move on. So the last thing that I want to do in this widget is show you that you can change the font color for these facts. So to do that, you would go to the design tab right here, and then come down to the bottom to the font color section, and you want to click on select color, and then choose the font color if you don't want to use the default font, which is a gray color. So I want to change everything to white, so I'll select this color right here, and the color code is FFFFFF. So if you want to do the same, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can select whatever you want or leave it as the default. And then once you're ready, let's click done right here. And now what I want to do is just move on to the next section before we go and see our website. So let's add a new row for the call to action. So click on add row. And what we want to do is change the row layout to 1, and then go into the layout tab, and let's type in 30px for the top and bottom padding, and change the row layout to full width. And then I want to add a background color. So click on the design tab and come down to background color, and click on select color, and I'm going to add a color code. So on the NYC Tech Club text tutorial on step number 24, I want to come down and I want to get this color code. It's 252525. So I'll copy this and then go back to the WordPress website that we're building and just paste that in right here. And once you're ready, let's click on the insert button. And now what we want to do is add our call to action widget right here. So let's click on add widget and find the Sydney FP call to action widget and click on that. And once it's inserted, let's click on the edit link right here. And let's add our call to action right here. So I'll go to the demo WordPress website and just copy this text right here. And it says for a free quote to start working with us today. So I'll paste that in. And then for the link for the button, we'll type in the URL for the contact us page that we're going to make a little bit later. So http://www.howtowebby.com/contact. And what you want to do is put in your own web address right here. And then the title for the button will say contact us. And we'll leave this unchecked so that the call to action and the button are on top of one another. And the last thing that I want to do is change the font for the call to action. So come to the design tab once you're ready and come down to the bottom, and we'll delete the widget title color just for fun. We don't have to do this, but what we want to do is change the headings color so that the font changes for the call to action. So if I click on select color right here and I clear this and then go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free, the color code that I want right now is this one. So it's 8C8C8C. So if I copy that and then just paste it in right here, it's going to turn to a silver gray color. And once you're ready, we can click done right here. And the last thing that we want to do for the about page is add another row for our social media buttons. So let's click on add row. And what we want to do is change the row layout to 1 and then go into the layout tab and type in 10px for the top and bottom padding, and then change the row layout to full width, and then go into the design tab and change the background color to the color code 1C1C1C. And I just remembered this, but if you need to, you can always go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website and then get the color codes there. And once you're ready, let's go ahead and click the insert button right here. And now we just have to add the social media buttons widget. So click on add widget and find the site origin social media buttons widget. So it's this one right here, and click on that. And if you need to, drag it to the right row. And once you're ready, click on the edit link right here. And what I did to save some time was I already filled everything out, and I'll walk you through what I did in just a moment. But I do want to note that each time you create a new page, you have to create the social media button section because this is part of the page layout and it's not part of the footer. So each page that you create, you're going to have to go through this. Okay, so to create your social media buttons, what you want to do is click on the add button right here and then go into each one of these and go into the drop down and select the social media network that you want a button to show up for, and then update the URL, and then you can change the icon color and the background color. So we only change the background color codes to 252525. So if you want, you can pause this video and add all of these social media buttons that you want to your website. And if you want the same colors as the demo website, you want to leave the icon color as is and then change the background color code to 252525. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to add your social media buttons. And once you're ready, push play, and then I'll show you the design and layout settings. Otherwise, we'll just move on to that right now. So the settings that I selected for the social media buttons are right here. The button theme is flat. The icon size is normal. We go with slightly rounded and low padding. We align everything to the center and the margin is low. Okay, so if you need to pause the video to select your settings to match the demo website, you can do that right now. Otherwise, just click the done button once you're ready. And now we have just created our about page for our WordPress website. So all we have to do is either click the publish button or the update button to save all of our changes. So go ahead and click on this button right now. And once the page is updated, let's go and check it out to make sure that it looks correct. So click on view page. And once your about page loads, this is what you should see. So if we scroll down, you should see the facts section and then the call to action and our social media buttons down here. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And now we can move on to the next step, which is creating the Meet the Team page or the employee page. So what we're going to do is create some employees first, and if they have some social media pages, we can link them here also. And then what we're going to do is create this page that you see right on your screen right now. So we'll have some employees, and at the bottom we'll have another call to action, and we'll also have the social media buttons again. So if you want to create a page that looks just like this, let's go back to our WordPress website, and what I want to do is go to the dashboard. So hover over your website name on the upper left and click on dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, the first thing that we're going to do is create the employees and their bio, and then we'll make the employee page. So on the left-hand side, find the employees link and hover over that, and let's click on add new employee. And once you're on the add new employee page, just come down here and type in the employee's name. So we'll type in Mark Stevens right here. And once you're ready, what I want you to do is scroll down to the bottom to the employee info section. And this is where you're going to type in the position or title for this employee. So I'll just type in programmer. And then if you want any of these social media network buttons to show up, you want to type in the URLs right here. So let me just do this for all three of these. So I'll type in http://www.facebook.com/NYC Tech Club. And I'll do the same for Twitter. So I'll type in http://www.twitter.com/NYC Tech Club. And then we'll just do the same for Google. So http://www.google.com. And if you want, you can create another page and link the employee button to another page down here. We're going to leave this blank, but if you want, you can always come over here and update this later. So that's really up to you, but in this video tutorial, we're not going to do that. So once you're ready, what I want you to do is scroll up to the featured image section. And what we're going to do is add an image for this employee. So click on set featured image. And if you want to upload employee images, you can always click on upload files and do that. If you want to use the demo content, just make sure that you're on the media library tab and then select the image that you want. So I'll use this one right here. And this is the employee.jpg. And what you'll notice with my employee images is that we have this size dimension for these images. 166 by 249, and all of my images are pretty consistent in terms of the size. And the reason why is because on the employees page, I wanted all of the images to look the same size. So what I recommend to you is that you make sure that your employee images have the same dimensions or something very similar so that they look good on the employee page. So it doesn't have to be this dimension exactly, but you just want to have all of your employee pages having the same dimensions in terms of width and height. Okay? So once you find the image that you want, just select it and then click on Set Featured Image. And now you'll see the image get added right here. And the last thing that we have to do for this employee is create a unique category name. So each time we create an employee, we're going to create a new category name for it so that we can use that to populate the employee on the employee page. So what I want you to do is click on Add New Category and then just type in a category name for this first employee. So I'll type in EMP1 and just push enter. And you'll see that the employee category name gets added right here. And it should have this checkbox right here. And once you're ready, all we have to do is click the Publish button. So click Publish. And once the employee gets added, now what we're going to do is add another one together just to make sure that you know all of these steps to do this. So let's click on Add New Employee once again. And once you're back on the Add New Employee page, the first thing that we're going to do is type in an employee's name. So I'll type in Sarah Sun. And once you're ready, we can scroll down to the bottom to the employee info section and just fill this out. So I'll type in designer, and then I want to add a Facebook URL right here. So let me type that in really quickly. And what you want to do is type in the URL for the employee. I'm just typing in the NYC Tech Club URLs just to save some time. So I'll do the same with Twitter right over here. And I want to leave the Google one blank, so the Google button is not going to show up, and I'll leave this section blank also. And once you're ready, we can come up to the featured image section and click on Set Featured Image. And we want to find the employee image that we want to use, so I'll select this one. And again, just as a reminder, all of my employee images have the same dimensions. So on the employee page that we're making, everything is going to look great because all of the employee images have the same size. So that's just my recommendation to you. Have the same dimensions for all of your employee images. Okay, so once you find the image that you want, we're going to click on this button that says Set Featured Image, and the image should show up right here. And the last thing that we're going to do is add the category name for this employee. So each time we create a new employee, we want to create a unique employee name. So before, for the first employee, we put in the name EMP1. So what I want you to do now is click on Add New Category. And this time for the second employee, I'll type in EMP2. And you can click Enter or push Add New Category. And it's going to show up in this list. And you want to make sure that the box is checked. And then all we have to do is click Publish. And once the employee is published, now what you can do is pause this video and create some additional employees for your WordPress website. And each time you make a new employee, I want you to come down to the category section and create a new category name for that employee, because we're going to be using those to populate our employees in whatever order that we want on the employee page. So as you pause this video to create your employees, I'm going to create some additional employees also. And once you're ready, push play, and I'll show you how to make the employee page for your WordPress website. All right, so I will see you in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. If you pause this video to create some employees for your WordPress website, I'm on the employees page right now, and you can see that I made a total of 9 different employees. And you can see over here, I have unique category names for each one of my employees. So hopefully you do as well. And what we're going to do now is learn how to make the Meet the Team page that you see right here. So we'll have a call to action at the bottom and the social media buttons also. So what we're going to do is go to a new page. So on your WordPress website, what I want you to do is hover over Pages and then click on Add New. And once you're on the Add New page, the first thing that we're going to do is type in a title right here. So I'll just type in team, and just always remember whatever you type in here is going to reflect in your permalink. So if you want to update this, just click on the edit link and you can change that right here. And whenever you do that, just make sure that you click the update button. All right, so what we're going to do now is come down to where it says page attributes. And in this drop down where it says template, select the front page option. So this is going to let us use the page builder, and click on the page builder once you're ready. And the first thing that we're going to do is add a row. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And then go into the layout tab, and over here, I want you to type in 40px. And once you do that, we're going to leave the row layout as the standard option because we don't need to change that here. So let me just collapse this and click the insert button. And now what we're going to do is add a widget for our page title. So click on add widget and find the visual editor widget and click on that. And now what we're going to do is just hover over it and click on the edit link and just type in your page title right here. So I'll type in meet the team. And once you're ready, just click the done button. And now what we're going to do is add a widget for our employees. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP employees widget and click on that. And let me show you the two options that you have. So first, if you click on the edit link, right over here where it says number of employees to show, if you leave this as -1, it's going to show all of your employees. So let me just show you what that looks like really quickly. So I'll click done here, and I'll click on the preview button right here. And it's going to open up a new tab. And if I go to it, it's going to show me a preview of the page that we're making right now. And you can see that we have one row of employees. And we have buttons down here. And if you click on them, it'll scroll through the employees. So if you leave the widget as -1 to show all of your employees, it's just going to have one row right here. But what I want to do is show you how to create an employees page that has multiple rows like this. So to do that, what we're going to do is go back to our WordPress website and go back into this widget and click edit. And I want to change the number of employees to show for this right here to 3. So we're going to do 3 employees per row. And then what I want you to do is come down to where it says enter the category. And remember, we categorize or named all of our employees with category names. So I want you to type in the first 3 employees that you want to show. So I'll do the first 3. So EMP1, EMP2, EMP3. And I want to note that no matter what order you put in the category names, it's always going to show up from earliest to latest. So if you want to show your employees in a certain order, you want to make sure that you go back to the employees page and update when the employees were published so that you show the earliest one on the left-hand side and then the latest one on the right-hand side. Okay, so once you're ready, let's click done right here. And now what we want to do is add another row for the second row of employees. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And then go into the layout tab, and over here, let's put in 30px for the top and bottom padding of our second row. And just close this and then click the insert button. And again, we're going to add another widget for our employees. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP employees widget and click on that. And if you have to, just click and drag it down here. And now just hover over it and click the edit button. And again, we're going to change the number of employees to show to 3, and then type in the category names for the employees that you want to show on your second row. So I'll type in EMP4, EMP5, EMP6. And again, once you're ready, let's click done. And we're going to add one more row for our last row of employees. And that's because I have 9 different employees. So if you have more or less, you don't have to add, or you can add additional rows. So I'll just click on add row one more time and change this to 1, and then go into the layout tab, and it should already say 30px here, but if it doesn't, go ahead and put in 30px and then just click the insert button. And again, all we're going to do now is add another widget. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP employees widget and click on that. And if you need to, again, click and drag it to the right row and then click the edit link and just put in the number of employees you want to show per row. So 3 right here. And then I'll just type in some category names again. So EMP7, EMP8, EMP9. And once I do that, I can click done right here. And now I have all of the employees for my employee page. So let me show you what it looks like, because it's going to be a little different now. So again, I'll click on the preview button, and it's going to update this tab right here. And if I go to it, now my employee page has multiple rows for all of my employees. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back to the WordPress website and add the call to action at the bottom and the social media buttons. So let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making, and we'll just add another row down here. So click on add row, and we want to change the row layout to 1. And in the layout tab, we want to make sure that the top and bottom padding is 30 px. And this time around, we want to change the row layout to full width, because the call to action is going to go from one side all the way to the other. And then what I want you to do is go to the design tab, and I want to change the background color to be consistent with all of my other pages. So right here, I'm going to select color and just put in a color code. So the color code that I want is going to be 252525. So make sure that you put that pound sign right in front of it, and it's going to change it to a darker color right here. And once you're ready, let's click the insert button. And now we just have to add our call to action widget. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP call to action widget and click on this. And once that gets inserted, we're just going to click the edit link button right here and type in our call to action right here. So on the demo WordPress website, I'll just take this text right here. So it says, for a free quote to start working with us today. So I'll copy that and I'll just paste it in right here. And then for the link for this button, I'll just type in the contact us page URL, and I'll show you how to make that page in just a little bit. So you can just type in http://www.howtowebby.com/contact. And you want to change how to Webby for your own website name. Okay, so now let's type in the title for the button. So I'll type in contact us, and I want to leave this box unchecked. And once I do that, I'm going to go to the design tab and just change some colors. So if I scroll down to the widget title color, I'll just click in here and clear this, even though I don't need to. And then for the headings color, if you remember when we created the about page, we changed the color code right here. So let me delete this, and I want to type in 8C, 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 and it just changes it to a gray color. So you can type in the same color code if you want. And once you're ready, go ahead and click done right here. And now we should have our call to action. And the last thing that we're going to do is add a row for our social media buttons. So again, let's click on add row. And again, we want to change the row layout to 1 right here. And then go into the layout tab, and let's put in 10 for the top and bottom padding, and change the row layout to full width, and click the layout tab here to close that. And then click on design and go in here and change the background color. So I want to type in the color code 1C1C1C, and that's going to change it to almost black right here. And once you're ready, let's click the insert button. And now all we have to do is add the widget for the social media buttons. So click on add widget and find the site origin social media buttons widget right here and click on that. And all we have to do now is just hover over it and click on the edit link. And I already filled out all of this information just to save some time, but let me walk you through again exactly what you have to do. So you want to click on the add button to add a social media button, and then click on the down arrow to expand this section and go into this drop down and select the social media network that you want to show a button for, and then type in the URL. And if you want to change the icon color, you can. I've left them all as the color code FFF, so it's white. And then for the background colors, I put in the color code 252525 to give it this darker black color. So I did this for each of my social media buttons. So if you want, you can pause the video and add all of your social media buttons right here. And then once you're ready, push play, and I'll show you the design and layout options. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue on. So the design and layout options over here, you can see what I selected. And if you need to pause the video, you can. So I selected the flat option, normal size, slightly rounded, low padding, align center, and low margin. And we'll go through this a few more times as we make our other pages. So again, each time you create a page, you have to add these social media buttons because it's part of the layout. Okay, so once you're ready, go ahead and click done. And now we are done with the employee page, and all we have to do is publish this page. So click on publish. And once the page is published, let's go and check it out. So click on view page. And once the page loads, this is what you should see. So you should see all of your employees right here. And if you hover over them, you should see these pop-ups. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you should see the call to action, our social media buttons, and then the copyright down here. Okay, so if this is what you see, then we are good to go and we can move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do is learn how to create the image gallery or portfolio page. So what we're going to do is create this page right here. So you can see that we have some images, and if we click on these, we'll get this pop-up, which is called a light box, and then we can scroll through our images just like this. All right, so if you want to learn how to make this page on your WordPress website, then let's go back to our WordPress website, and we want to create a new page. So let's hover over new and click on page. And once you're back on the add new page, just add a title for this page. So I'll type in portfolio, and you can type in whatever you want, and just come down to the page attributes and make sure that you select the front page option in the template, and then go to the page builder tab and click on that. And now let's add a row. So click on add row, and let's change the row layout to 1. And then we'll go to the layout tab, and I want to put in 40px. And the reason why I do this is just to change the spacing for the title of this page. And we'll leave the row layout as the standard option. So we can just click on insert right here. And now what we want to do is add a visual editor widget. So click on add widget and find the visual editor and click on that. And what we're going to do is hover over this and click on the edit link. And the first thing that we're going to do is put in the page title right here. So I'll type in our work, and then we're just going to come down here, and this is where we're going to insert the image gallery or portfolio. So to do that, we're going to click on add media right here. And you want to click on create gallery on the upper left. So you should see this change right here and say create gallery. And if you want to upload your own files, click on upload files, and then click on select files and find the images that you want to upload. We're just going to use the demo content, so we'll be on the media library tab. And I just want to select the images that I want to include in my portfolio or image gallery. So I'll just click on all of these. And these are all part of the demo content, so you should have access to these images or something very similar. And all of them have the image.jpg name. And you can also see that the dimensions are all the same, so they'll look consistent on the image gallery page. So once you select the images that you want, and I have all of mine selected right here, what I want to do is click on this button that says create new gallery. So click on this, and you'll come to this page right here. And you can drop and move these around if you want to change the order of these. You can add captions. You can click to delete these, and you can always click to add more images to this gallery also. So I'm going to leave everything as is. All I want to do is come to the gallery settings section, and I want to go in here and select media file. So what this is going to do is when a visitor clicks on the image, it's going to get that pop-up, which we call a light box. So select media file, and then you can change the number of columns or number of images per row if you want. So I want to select 4. And then for the size, I want to go with medium. So if you want the same settings as our website, go ahead and select these. And once you're ready, all we're going to do is click insert gallery. And now you should see all of your images inserted right here. And if you ever want to edit the image gallery, all you have to do is click inside the section, and you'll see that you get this little pop-up right here with the pencil and the X. So if you want to edit the gallery, you can click on the pencil, so you can add more images if you want, or change the captions. And if you want to delete this image gallery, just click on the X right here. Okay, so we are done inserting our image gallery now. So what I want to do is just come down here and click the done button. And now we have just inserted our image gallery here. And if you want to go and check it out, you can always click on the preview button right here. So I'll do that and it'll open up a new tab and I can go to it. And this is the page that we're making right now. And this is our image gallery. And if I click on any of these images, we'll get the light box and we can scroll through our images just like the image gallery on the demo WordPress website. Okay, so now what I want to do for this page is create the call to action, which we have done before, and also the social media buttons down here. So this should be pretty easy. So I'm going to close out of the preview tab and let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making. And what we want to do now is just add another row for the call to action. So let's click on add row and change the row layout to 1 and then go into the layout tab right here. And we want to put in 30 px for the top and bottom padding and change the row layout to full width. And let's go down to the design tab and we want to change the background color. So if you remember, the background color that we use in this tutorial for the call to action is #252525. And then we can just close this and let me collapse this. And now let's click the insert button. And now we're just going to add the call to action widget. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP call to action widget and click on that. And if you have to, click and drag it to the right spot and just click on the edit link. So once we're here, we're going to put in the call to action. So I'll go back to the demo website and just highlight the text and copy this and then go back to the WordPress website that we're making and paste in that text right here. And for the link, again, we're going to link this to the contact us page. So I'll type in http://www.howtowebby.com/contact. And then the title for the button will say contact us. And I just want to go into the design tab to change the font color. So you can do this if you want. And I'm just going to scroll down here to clear out the widget title color just for fun. And then for the headings color, we want to go in here and change the color code right here to #8C8C8C8C. And you can see that it's a gray color right there. So once you do that, we are done. So we can click done right here. And the last thing that we're going to do for the portfolio page is show you how to make the social media buttons. And we've done this before too. So we can just click on add row. And we want to change the row layout to 1 right here and then go into the layout tab. And we're going to put in 10 px for the top and bottom padding and make sure that the row layout is full width. And then we'll come down to the design tab and change the background color to the color code 1C1C1C. And that's just a darker black color. And then we're going to click insert right here. And once you do that, all we have to do is put in our social media widget right over here. So click on add widget and find the site origin social media buttons widget and click on this. And once it's added down here, all we have to do is click on the edit link and you want to add your social media buttons. So I've already done this just to save some time. But again, what you're going to do is click on the add button and then go into each of these and select the social media network that you want to add a button for. Update the URL, and if you want to customize the colors, you can do that right here. So all we did for these buttons is change the background color code to 252525. So if you want, you can pause this video and fill out this section right here to add all of your social media buttons. And then once you're ready, push play, and we'll go over the settings that we selected in the design and layout tab. Otherwise, we're just going to move on right now. So in the design and layout tab, if we click and expand this, these are the settings that we selected. So the button theme is flat, icon size is normal, slightly rounded, padding is low. We're going to align this to the center, and then the margin is low. So go ahead and select your options right here. And once you're ready, all you have to do is click done. And now we are done creating our portfolio page for our WordPress website. So the last thing that we have to do is push the publish button. So go ahead and push publish once you're ready. And once the page is published, let's go and check it out to make sure that it looks correct. So let's click on view page. And once your portfolio page loads, this is what you should see. You should see your image gallery right here. And if you scroll down, you should see the call to action and then your social media buttons right here. And I'll show you how to customize the footer down here a little bit later in this video tutorial. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go and we can move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do is learn how to make the Contact Us page for our WordPress website. So on this page, we'll have some contact details right here for your visitors. If you have a physical location, we can put in this map that you can actually zoom in and out with. And then we'll have a contact form so that your visitors can write you a message. So if you want to learn how to make this page on your WordPress website, let's go back to the website that we're making and we want to create a new page. So hover over new and click on page. And once you're on the new page, just type in contact right here. And what that's going to do is make the permalink that we need, because this is the permalink that we've been typing into our call to action. And once you're ready, come down to the page attributes section and just select front page right here. So this is going to let us use the page builder, and then click on page builder right here. And the first thing that we're going to do is add a row for our page title. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1, and then go into the layout tab and put in 40px right here, and then go down to the row layout and select full width, and then click insert. And now that we have our row, we want to add a visual editor widget. So click on add widget and find the visual editor widget and click on that, and then just click on the edit link right here. And we're just going to put in our page title. So right here, I'll type in Contact Us. And if you want, you can always go to the design tab here and change the widget title color. We're going to leave it as is. So we're not going to make any changes here. So once you're ready, go ahead and click done. And now we have our title for our page. And what we want to do now is add another row for the contact information. So let's click on add row. And what we want to do this time is leave the row layout as 2, because we're going to have our contact information right here. And then we're going to put in the contact form over here. But what I want to do is change the ratio right here. So instead of 50% right here, I want to go in here and change this to 68%. And that's going to make this 32%. So go ahead and put in these two percentages to make the rows a different size. And then what we want to do is come over here to the layout tab, and I want to put in 20px for the top and bottom padding, and then come to the row layout and select full width, and then we can just click the insert button. And now what we want to do is add a visual editor widget right here. So click on add widget and find the visual editor widget and click on that. And we're going to add some text to this. So let's click on the edit link and just make sure that you're on the visual tab right here. And we're just going to put in our contact information. So I'll just paste in what I have from the demo WordPress website, and I can show you how to format this. So for each of these titles right here, if you want to bold these, just highlight them and then click on the B right here, and you can see that it bolds it. And let me show you the formatting. So if I wanted to create a new line and I just push enter right here, you can see there's some extra space. So what I did for this website was I clicked shift and enter at the same time, and it makes it so there's not that big gap right there. Okay. And the last thing is the email address. If you want to link the email address, so when your visitors click on it, it'll link to your email address, just highlight it. And let me unlink this really quickly. So once you highlight the email address, if you click on the insert edit link, you can see that the email address gets formatted correctly. So it should say mail to : and then your email address. And if you click on the arrow right here to apply, then the email address is going to be linked. Okay, so go ahead and type in your own contact information right here. And then what I want you to do is push enter to create a new line. And we're just going to put a separator line right here. And what that's going to do is separate the contact information from the map that we're going to put in. You can see there is a small line right here. So to get that line, what we're going to do is just push one of these buttons. So we're going to add the horizontal line right here. And once you do that, go ahead and click the done button. And now what we want to do is add a maps widget. So click on add widget and find the site origin Google Maps widget and click on that. And then just hover over it and click on the edit link. And what you want to do is type in your address right here. So I'll type in a random New York address, and then what you want to do is come down to where it says API key, and you want to enter a key. So what you have to do is click on this link right here that says API key, and it's going to open up a new tab to the Google Maps page. And all you have to do is click on this link that says get a key. So click on that, and then go into this drop down, and you can create a new project or use one that you already have. So I'll just click on create a new project, and then click on this button that says create and enable API, and it should refresh in just a few seconds. And once it does, you should see your API key right here. And to copy this, you can just click on this button right here, and then just click done, and then go back to your WordPress website and paste in the API key here. So down here in the settings section, all I want to do is change the height of this map to 370. So it's just going to look good on the WordPress website if we change the height to 370. So that's what I suggest to you. But you can always play around with this stuff on your own. And if you want to select any other settings, you can. Otherwise, all I want you to do is click on the done button. And now what we want to do is insert a contact form on the right-hand side over here. But to do that, we have to get some code from the contact form plugin. So what I want you to do first is save all of your changes. So let's click on the publish button right here, or the save draft button. So since I already know that I'm going to publish this page, I'm just going to click on the publish button right now. So click on one of these two buttons, and we'll go to the contact page after this. And once the page is published, what I want you to do is come down on the left-hand side to the contact link and hover over that, and then just click on contact forms. And once you're on the contact forms page, what I want you to do is come down to this contact form 1 right here, and this should be in here by default. If you don't see a contact form on here, you can always click on add new to create one, but come down here because you should see this once you install the plugin, and just hover over it and click on edit. And once you're on the edit page, what I want you to do is come down here to where you have the form tab, and I want you to go in here and change the code so that it looks like this. So I have already changed my code. So what I want you to do to get the right code is go to the NYC Tech Club text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free, and on step number 27 right here, which is the create a contact us page, come down to this yellow box and you should see the code that you need. So what I want you to do is just highlight this code and copy it, and then go back to your WordPress website to the edit contact form right here, and make sure that you're on the form tab, and then just paste in the code right here, and you'll see this code right here. And what this is going to do is just format your contact form to look how we want it to look. And once you do that, go ahead and click the save button. And once the contact form is saved, what you can do is highlight the short code right here and copy this. And what we're going to do is paste this into the contact page that we're making. If you don't see the contact form short code right here, you can always click on contact forms right here. And once you're back on the contact forms page, you can also see the short code right here for our contact form. And what we have to do is paste this in to our contact us page so that the contact form shows up. So what I want you to do is highlight the short code from bracket to bracket and copy it. And now let's go back to our contact us page. So hover over pages and click on all pages. And once you're back on the pages page, just find the contact page and hover over it and click on the edit link right here. And once you're back on the edit page right here, all we're going to do is put in a visual editor widget and then paste in our shortcode for our contact form to show up. So click on add widget and find the visual editor widget and click on that. And if you need to, you can click and drag it to the right spot. And once it's there, just hover over it and click on the edit link right here. And make sure that you're on the text tab right here. And what we're going to do is paste in our shortcode. So again, make sure that you're on the text tab because you're pasting in some shortcode. So your contact form shortcode might look a little different than mine. It might not have the same numbers and all that stuff, but that's okay. So once we have the shortcode pasted, all we have to do now is click done right here. And now we have our contact form that's going to show up on the contact us page. So let's just finish off this page by adding some social media buttons. So to do that, we're going to add another row. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And then we're going to go back into our layout tab. And if you remember how we did this, we put in 10px for the top and bottom padding. And then we came to the row layout and selected full width. And then we're going to go to the design tab and add a background color. So click on select color and just go in here and type in whatever background color code that you want. So I'll type in 1C, 1C, 1C. And once you're ready, let's click the insert button. And you guys already know what we're going to do next. We're going to add a social media buttons widget right here. So click on add widget and find the site origin social media buttons widget and click on that. And once you do, just hover over it and click on the edit link. And once again, just to save some time, I've already filled everything out. So again, all you want to do is click on the add button and then go in here and select the social networks that you want to add a button for. And in each one of these, I just changed the background color to the color code 252525. So if you need to, you can always pause this video to create this section. And again, I know that a lot of you will say, why can't we just do this one time? And it's because this is part of the page layout, so it's not part of the footer. So again, pause the video if you need to fill this out, and then push play, and then come down here and select the settings that you want. So you can see them right here. So if you need to pause it and check these out, you can. It's flat, normal, slightly rounded, low, center, and low. All right, so once you're ready, we're going to just click out of this and click done right here. And now we are done with our contact us page. So it might be published already. You might have saved the draft of this, but what I want you to do is just click on this blue button right here just to save everything that we just did. So click on this. And once the page is updated, all we're going to do is go and check it out. So I'll click on view page. And once the contact page loads, this is what you should see. You should see your business information, and you'll have a map down here that you can zoom in and out of, and you'll have your contact form and the social media buttons down here. So one thing before we move on to the last big page that we're going to make together, what happens if a visitor writes you a message and clicks send? So let me show you. On the WordPress dashboard over here, I'm on the contact forms page. So I hovered over contact and clicked on contact forms. And then if you remember, we have the contact form right here. So if I click on this link, it's going to bring me to the edit contact form page. And right here, there is a tab called the mail tab. If I click on this, you can see that this opens up. And whenever a visitor writes you a message, it's going to go to the email address that's in the to section right here. So if you want to change the email inbox that your messages go to, you want to update the email address right here and then click save. Okay. So again, this is on the contact forms page. You're going to go back to the edit contact form and then click on the mail tab to change or update your email address if you want. You don't have to do that, but if you want to. All right. So now that we have created our contact us page, we're going to move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do is create the testimonials page. So you can see right here, we're going to put in a page title, some videos right here, some testimonials, and then some logos at the bottom with a call to action and the social media buttons. So if you want to learn how to make this page for your WordPress website, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making and hover over new and click on page. Once you're on the add new page, we're going to go back and forth a little bit to add some stuff that we need for the testimonial page. But first, let's make this page. So the first thing that we want to do is type in our title right here. And you want to type in something like success stories. You don't want to type in testimonials because the WordPress website that we're using, the theme, has a default template for testimonials. So if you type in testimonials here and your permalink changes to www.yourwebsitename/testimonials, it's going to use the default template no matter what. So the page builder doesn't really work if this says testimonials right here. So type in something like what our clients say, success stories, or something like that. Okay, so once you type that in, let's come down to the template and go in here and select the front page option. And then let's click on the page builder right here. And we're going to add our page title first. So add a new row, click on row, and right here, change this to 1. And then what we're going to do is go to the layout tab and type in 40px right here. And then come down to the row layout and select full width. And we're just going to click insert right here. And now what we're going to do is add a visual editor widget. So click on add widget and find the visual editor and click on that. And just hover over it and click on the edit button. And then we're going to go in here and just type in our title. So I'll type in what our clients are saying. And always remember that you can come to the design tab and change the widget title color if you want. We're going to leave this as the default. So all we have to do is click done right here. And now what we want to do is add a row for the videos. So let's click on add row and let's leave the row layout as 2 and then come to the layout tab and I want to put in 20px for the top and bottom padding. And I'm going to leave the row layout as the standard option so we can just close this. And then what I want to do is go to the design tab and I want to add a bottom border color. So if I go to the demo WordPress website, you can see we have our videos here and our testimonials below. And in between, we have a line that separates this. So this is the bottom border color. So I want to add this to my WordPress website. So if you want to add that, what you want to do is go to the design tab right here and then add the bottom border color right here. So I'll click on select color and you can choose whatever color that you want, or you can type in the color code. So I'll paste in the color code, which is D63737. And once you're ready, let's click on the insert button. And now what we want to do is add a widget right here and right here to insert our video. So click on add widget and find the Sydney video widget. So it's this one right here and click on that. And then we can just make a copy of this widget. So hover over it and then click on the duplicate link and you'll see a copy right here. And then we can click and drag it to the other side. And then we can just hover over one of these and click on the edit link. And all we have to do to insert our video is come to right here where it says paste in the URL of the video and then paste in that URL. So we can go to YouTube if you have a YouTube video and just copy the URL right at the top or click on the share button right here and just copy that and then go back to the WordPress website and paste that in right here. And once you're ready, we can just click done right here. And then we can do the same to the other widget. So hover over it and click on the edit link. And then go to your second YouTube video, which is this one right here, and copy that URL, and then go back to your WordPress website and paste that in right here. And once you do that, we can just click done, and now we have inserted the videos that we want onto our success stories page. So let's save everything right now. So let's click on update. And once the page is updated, now what we want to do is create some testimonials that we can add to the success stories page down here. So what we have to do is go and create these testimonials. So on the left hand side, hover over testimonials and click on add new testimonials. And once you're on the add new testimonial page, making a testimonial is really easy. So I'll show you how to do this once and then you can make as many that you want on your own. So the first thing that you want to do is type in the person's name right here. So I'll just type in Helen Owen and then come down here and type in your testimonial. So I'll just paste in some text and then come down to the bottom to the client info section. And this is where you can add some additional details about the person that's giving the testimonial. So I'll type in their job position, which is going to be a director of Goldman Sachs. And once you're ready, come to the featured image section. And this is where we can insert an image. So click on set featured image and you can upload your own images if you want, or you can use the demo content in the media library tab. And I'll just select this image right here and then click on the set featured image button. And you should see the image get inserted right here. And then what you want to do is come to the category section and you want to add a new category name each time you make a new testimonial. So all you have to do is come down to add new category and type in a category name right here. So I'll just type in 1 and then click on add new category. And you should see the category get added right here. And the last thing that you have to do is click on the publish button. And once the testimonial is published, what I want you to do now is pause the video and create some additional testimonials. And just remember that each time you make a new testimonial, you want to create a new category name. So create a category name like 1, 2, 3, And we're going to use these to insert the testimonials into our success stories page. Okay, so once you're ready, go ahead and push play, and I will see you in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. So I am on the testimonials page right now, and during our short break, and I made 2 additional testimonials, so I have 3 in total, and you can see that they all have a unique category name, and you can add as many testimonials that you want to your WordPress website. I'm just going to create 3. So once you're ready, what we want to do is add the testimonials to the success stories or testimonials page. So if you want to do that, we have to go back to the page that we were creating. So that's the testimonials page. So what I want you to do is hover over pages and then click on all pages. Right here, we can just scroll down and find. And once you're on the pages page right here, we can just scroll down and find the success stories page that we were building, and we want to hover over it and click on the edit link right here. And once you're back on the success stories page, what we're going to do now is add a new row to insert our testimonials. So click on add row, and I want to change the row layout to 3 since I have 3 testimonials. So you can change this to whatever you want, and you might want to add additional rows if you have more than 3 or 4 testimonials. It's really up to you. So for me, I'm going to set this to 3. And once you're ready, what I want you to do is click on the layout tab, and we're going to put in 40 px for the top and bottom padding, and we'll leave this as the standard layout. So once you're ready, we can just click on the insert button right here. And now what we want to do is add some widgets right here to make our testimonial show up. So click on the add widget button and find the Sydney FP testimonials widget. So it's this one right here, and click on that. And you can hover over it and click on the duplicate link twice to make copies of this widget, and then just click and drag them over. So let me do that to both of these. So we have them all in one row, and then we can just hover over one of these and click the edit link right here. And what we want to do is just go to where it says number of testimonials to show, and we want to change this to 1. So it's just going to show 1 testimonial in this widget, and then come here to where it says enter the slug for your category, and type in the first category name that you created for your first testimonial. So I'll type in 1 right here, and then we can just click done, and then we can do the same to the second one. So hover over this and click edit, and then go in here and change this to 1, and then type in the second category name. So mine is 2, and then click done. And then if you remember your third category name, just hover over the other testimonial widget and click edit, go in here and change this to 1. And then go here and type in the category name for your third testimonial. So the name for mine was 3. So I'll type that in, and then we can just click done here. So now we have inserted the testimonials onto our success stories page. And what I want to do before we move on is just make sure that we save everything. So click on the update button right here. And once the page is updated, if you want to check out what the page looks like, you can click on view page. We're going to wait until we're done making this page before we do that together. So what I want to do is just show you how to add some client logos to this page. So if you want a section like this with some client logos, let me show you how to do that. We're going to go back to our WordPress website, and you already clicked the update button, so everything that we did already should be saved. So now what we're going to do is upload our client logos. So in order to do that, we have to create something called clients. So hover over clients right here and click on add new client. And once you're on the add new client page, all you have to do is just type in a name here. So it can be any name. So I'll just type in client 1. And then what you want to do is come down to the featured image section and click on set featured image. And what we're going to do is either upload a client logo or use the demo content. So if you want, you can upload your own client logos. Otherwise, just stay on the Media Library tab and scroll down to the bottom over here and find the client logos and select one of these. So you can see right here it says client.png, and then you can see the dimensions right here for my logos. So once you find the image that you want, just click on the Set Featured Image button. And if you want to make it so that the visitors can click on the logo and go to your client's web page, you can type in the URLs right here. We're going to leave this blank right here. And we don't need to put in a category name because we're going to show all of the logos that we upload. But if you wanted to, you can type in a category name just for fun. but we're not going to do that. So all you have to do is click on the publish button once you're ready. And once the client is published, if you want, we can actually make another one together since this is really fast, and then I'll let you do it on your own. So let's click on add new client. And once we're back on the add new client page, again, all we're going to do is type in a client name. So I'll type in client 2, and then we're going to come down here and add a logo. So click on set featured image, and I'll stay on the media library tab and just come down here and click one of these logos. And then I'll click on set featured image, and you should see the logo appear right here. And again, if you want to add a URL so that when your visitors click on the logo, it'll go to your client's website, you can do that right here. And you can also add a category name if you want to, but you don't need to because we're just going to show all of the clients that we create logos for. So what I want to do now is just click the publish button. And once the second client is published, what I want you to do now is pause the video and create some additional clients. So I'm going to make 5 total. So if you want, you can make 5, you can make more, you can make less. It's really up to you. But once you're ready, push play, and then I'll show you how to add that section to your testimonials page. All right, so I will see you in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. So I am on the clients page right now, and during our break, I uploaded some additional logos. So I have 5 in total now. And what I want to do now is show you how to create that section on the testimonials page. So let's go back to our success stories page. So hover over pages and click on all pages. And once you're back on your pages page, again, we're going to come down and find the success stories page or the testimonial page and hover over that and then just click on the edit link right here. And once you're back on the success stories page, we're going to come down here and add a row for the client logos. So click on add row and change the row layout to 1. And then go into the layout tab, and I want to put in 30px right here and change the row layout to full width. And then what we're going to do is go to the design tab, and I want to add a light gray background color. So click on select color, and if you want the same color, then type in this color code EF EF EF. And once you're ready, we're just going to click insert, and then we're going to put in a widget to show the client logos. So click on add widget and find the Sydney FP clients widget. So this one right here, and click on that. And then we can just hover over it and click on the edit link right here. And we want to show all of our client logos. So keep this as -1. And the only thing that you can do if you want is if you put in the URLs for all the client logos so that when your visitors click on them, it'll go to your clients' websites. You can click on this box right here if you want to open those websites in a new website tab. So it's really up to you, but we are not going to do that because we don't have any URLs for the logos that I made. So all we have to do is click done right here. And now we have inserted the client logos on the testimonials page. So now what I want to do is just add the last 2 things on the testimonials page, which is the call to action and then the social media buttons. So let's go back to our WordPress website and do that. So we're going to add a row for the call to action first. So click on add row. And what we want to do is change the row layout to 1 and then go into the layout tab and type in 30px right here. And then select the full width option for the row layout. And we can close this and then go to the design tab. And I want to put in a background color right here. So I'll type in 252525. And that's going to change it to a black color. And once you're ready, click on the insert button right here. And now we're going to add a widget for our call to action. So click on add widget, and we're going to find the Sydney FP call to action widget. So find that one and click on it, and you should see it down here. So all we're going to do is click on the edit link, and then we're going to paste in or type in our call to action right here. So what I'll do is go to the demo website and just highlight this. So it says for a free quote to start working with us today. And I'll go back to the WordPress website that we're making and paste that in right here. And then for the link for the button, we're going to put the contact us URL page. So type in http://www.howtowebby.com. So again, you want to type in your own website name right here and then just put in /contact. And that's going to link to the contact us page. And then for the title for this page, we'll just type in contact us. and we'll leave this unchecked. And then we can just come to the design tab. And what I want to do is just delete the widget color or widget title color. So clear this. And then we'll go into the headings color, and I want to change the color code right here. So I'll delete this and I'll type in 8C, 8C, 8C. So it's going to turn it to a lighter gray color. And once I do that, I can click done right here. And the last thing that we're going to do now is add our row for the social media buttons. So go ahead and click on add row one more time. And what we want to do is change the row layout to 1, and then go into the layout tab and put in 10px for the top and bottom padding. And then the row layout is going to be full width. So select this option right here. And then we're going to go into the design tab and change the background color. So click on select color and then just type in the color code that you want, or you can type in the one that I use, which is # 1C 1C 1C. And once you do that, we can just come down to the insert button and click on this. And now we have our final row right here. So what we want to do is add the social media buttons widget. So click on add widget and find the site origin social media buttons widget. So it's this one right here, and click on that. And once you have that inserted, we want to click and drag it to the right row. So once I put it in here, all we have to do is click on the edit link right here. And just to save some time, I've already filled everything out. So if you need to, you can always click on the add button right here to add your social media buttons. And you want to go into each one of these and go into the drop down and select the social media network, and then update the URLs right here. And if you want to update the icon and background color, you can do that. For our website, we only update the background color to 252525 for each of these buttons. So as always, you can pause the video and update this section right now to add your social media buttons, and then come down to the design and layout tab and then select these options if you want the same options as the demo WordPress website that we're making right now. So it's flat, normal, slightly rounded, low, center, and low. All right. And once you're ready, all you're going to do is click on the done button right here. So I'm just going to move on and click the done button. And again, if you need to, you can always pause the video to add this section. And once you're ready, we're just going to come up to the top and click on the update button to save all of our changes. So click on this once you're ready. And once the page is updated, now we can go and check out what it looks like. So let's click on view page right over here. And once your testimonial page loads, this is what it should look like. So we should have the video section, the testimonial section, some client logos right below, and then our call to action and the social media buttons right here. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And now we can move on to the next step. So now what I want to do is show you how to create some blog posts for your WordPress website. And this is an individual blog post. And right at the top, you have the category name, the blog title, and then when the post was written and who wrote it. And then we'll have this featured image and then the content section. And if you want, we can add a comment section for your visitors to leave a comment. And a little bit later, I'll show you how to customize the sidebar on your blog posts also. So on the blog page, this is what it's going to look like. So we'll have a list of different blog posts on the blog post page. So if you want to learn how to make this for your WordPress website, let's go back to the page that we're working on. What we want to do is go back to our WordPress website that we're making, and we can hover over new right here and click on posts, or we can go the long way, which is going to hover over our website name and then click on dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, to make a new blog post, what you want to do is hover over posts and click on add new. And once you're on the add new post page, making a blog post is really easy. So I'll show you how to do this once, and then you can create as many different blog posts that you want for your WordPress website on your own. So the first thing that we're going to do is type in a blog title right here. So I'll type in build something great for my first post. And then I'll come down here and I'm on the visual tab and I'll just paste in some text. And if you want, you can style this text with these buttons over here. You can hover over them to see what they do. And in this drop down, you can increase the size of your font. And you can also click on the add media button if you want to add videos, or photos. So I'll let you play around with this on your own. And once you're ready, what I want you to do is come down to the bottom to the featured image section. And you want to include a featured image if you want the blog post page to have an image like this, or the blog page itself have images that show up on each of your blog posts like this. If you want that, what you have to do is include a featured image. So click on Set Featured Image, and I'll just stay on the Media Library tab and select this demo image. So it's a blog post.jpg, and then I'll click on the Set Featured Image button, and you should see the image appear down here. So you also have the option of choosing the template that you want for the page. So in this drop down, you can see there's a few different options, and I like to just use the default template because this one has the sidebar and the post that you saw on the individual blog posts. So I'm not going to change anything here, but you can if you want. And then right here, you can type in some tags for SEO purposes if you want. I don't actually do this for any of my blog posts, so I'll leave this blank. And then if you want, you can add a category name for your blog post also. But again, I'm not going to do this. And then you can just come up here, and depending on the type of blog post that you're creating, you can select the different format here. I just like to use the standard one, so that's the one that we'll use for this demo. And once you're done typing out your blog post, all you have to do is click on the publish button. So I'll click on that right now. And once the post is published, let me just go and show you what it looks like. So I'll click on View Post. And once the blog post loads, this is what it should look like. So if you didn't put in a category name, it's going to show up as uncategorized, and then you'll have your blog title right here. And once the blog post loads, this is what it should look like. So if you didn't put in a category name, it's going to show up as uncategorized, and then you'll have your blog post title right here, and then some details about when the post was published, and then also who wrote this. So if you want to change the name from admin to another username or an author, I'll show you how to do that in just a few seconds. But first, let me show you the rest of this blog post. So you should see your featured image and then the content down here. And if you allow for comments, you should have a section down here. But we'll check on that in just a few seconds also. And then on the right-hand side, and once the post loads, this is what it should look like. And once your WordPress blog loads, and once the post loads, this is what it should look like. And once the post loads, this is what it should look like. So if you didn't put in a category name, it's going to show up as uncategorized. And then you'll have your blog post right here, and when the blog post was published, and then who wrote it. So if you want to change the name to another author name or create some additional authors, I'll show you how to do that in just a few seconds. But let me first show you and once the post loads, this is what it should look like. So you can see up here, it says uncategorized, and that's because I didn't put in a category name. And then you'll have your blog title right here, and then the date that it's posted, and then who wrote the blog post. So if you want to have another author or a different name, I'll show you how to create that in just a few minutes. But first, let me show you the rest of this blog post. So you'll have your featured image right here, your content below, and then a comment section right here. And on the right-hand side, you should have a sidebar, and there should be some stuff in here right now. And this is all from default settings, so we'll go in here and customize this in just a little bit. So what I want to do now is just show you how to create a different author name, and then make sure that you have the comment section below, and we'll also delete the default blog post that comes when you install WordPress. Okay, so there's a few things that we have to do before we can start customizing the sidebar over here. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and do that, and then I'll let you create some blog posts on your own. So what I want to do is just hover over my website name right here and click on Dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, the first thing that I'm going to do is show you how to edit the username that writes your blog post, or how you can create a new username to author some of your blog posts. So on the left-hand side, what you want to do is come down to users, and we can click on all users first. So click on this link, And once you're on the users page right here, if you just want to edit the admin name, just hover over it and click on edit. And this is the profile page for the admin user. So all you have to do is come down here to the name section. And if you want to change the admin name to something else for your blog post, then all you have to do is just type in a name here. And you can type in a last name also if you want, or you can just change the nickname right here. So I'm just going to change all of this stuff just for fun. And then I'll show you right here where it says display name publicly. You can go into this drop down and there's all these different options. So whichever one you select is the name that's going to show up for your blog post. So once you select the name that you want, just come down to the bottom and click update profile. And once the profile is updated, let me just mention that there is one other way that you can change the author name. And that is if you create a new user and log in with that user, and then they can write your blog post for you. And to do that, all you're going to do is hover over user and then click on add new. And it's pretty straightforward. So I'll let you play around with that on your own if you want. What I want to do instead is just show you what the blog post page looks like now that we updated the username. So let me go back to posts and click on all posts. And once you're on the post page right here, you can see that we have the blog post that we wrote, and there should be a default blog post right here. So let's just get rid of this one because we don't need this right now. So click on trash right here to delete this. And once the post is deleted, you can empty your trash can if you want by clicking on the trash link, and then there's a button over there to empty your trash. So I'll let you do that on your own if you want. Otherwise, what I want to do is come and just check out the blog post that we wrote. So I'm going to click on the view link right here. And once the blog post loads, now the author name is Jameson instead of admin. So this is because we changed the display name for the admin user. So let me show you how you can also select the author name if you have multiple users. So I'm going to go back to the edit post page. So I'll click on this. And once you're on the edit post page, if you create some additional users and you want to select them as the author for different blog posts, what you can do is hover over the screen options tab on the upper right and click and expand this section, and then just check the box next to author. And now if you scroll down to the bottom of your post page, you'll always see the author section down here. And you can go into this drop down and you'll see a list of all your users, and you can select the one that you want to make the author for this blog post. So in order to see more users, remember you have to hover over users and you have to click and add new to create some additional users. In my drop down, I only have one person because I only have one user, which is the admin. All right. So that's just a tip for you. And what I want to do now is let you pause this video and create some additional blog posts if you want. And then we'll go and make sure that our comment section shows up on our blog post afterwards. So I'm going to take a little break and create some additional blog posts. So I'll make 6 in total. So if you want, you can pause the video and do the same. And again, it's really easy. All you're going to do is click the add new button or go to post and click on add new. Put in your title, type in your blog post, come down to the bottom, add your featured image. And then if you want to change the author name, add some tags or a category name, go ahead and do that. And then once you're ready, just push the publish button. All right, so pause the video, create some blog posts, and I will see you in a little bit. All right, and welcome back. So during our little break, I created some additional blog posts that you can see in this list right here. And to come to this page, all you have to do is hover over pages and then click on all posts. So if you ever want to edit any of these blog posts or delete them, you can do that by hovering over these and clicking on these links. And what I want to do really quickly is just show you what the blog post page looks like. So I'll just type in the URL right here. So it's going to be www.howtowebby.com/blog. And let me just go to this page. So I'll click enter. And once you're on the post page, if you wrote some additional blog posts, then they should show up on this page. And you can see that we have our title, the featured image, and then a small excerpt. And all your visitor has to do is click on the title or the featured image, and they'll be redirected to the blog post page. Okay, so one other thing, if I go to the home page of our WordPress website and I come down to the latest news section, now you should see the latest blog posts that you published right here. All right, so everything is looking great and we can move on to the next step. So what I want to do now is just show you how to add or delete the comment section on all of your blog posts. So to do this, we want to go back to the WordPress website that we're making and go to the settings page. So hover over your dashboard or the website name over here and click on dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, what we want to do is come down to the settings tab and click on discussion. So click on this link right here. And once you're on the discussion settings page, this is where you're going to go to select the settings for your comment section on your blog posts. So if you want to let people leave comments on your blog posts, you want to make sure that this box is checked next to allow people to post comments on new articles. And if you don't want to let people leave comments on your posts, then you want to uncheck this box. And all of these settings are the default settings, except for this one down here where it says before a comment appears. I checked this box that says a comment must be manually approved, and I unchecked this box that says comment author must be previously approved comment. So I like to approve my comments manually so I don't have a bunch of spam. If you check this box and you get a new comment, what you're going to have to do is go to the comments tab and approve or reject the comments. Okay, so if you need to, you can pause the video and check out all of these settings and select whatever you want, or copy the settings that I have and then just come down to the bottom. And I don't change anything down here, but you can if you want. And all we want to do if you make any changes is click on the Save Changes button. So click on that once you're ready. And once the settings are saved, we are good to go and we can move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do is show you how to customize your sidebar on your blog post pages. So I'll show you how to insert a Facebook like box, a Twitter feed, and then we'll have a recent blog post section down here. So if you want to learn how to customize your sidebar and add whatever you want, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making. And what we want to do is go to the widgets page. So hover over appearance and then click on widgets. And once you're on the widgets page, what we're going to do is drag some of these widgets on the left-hand side into the sidebar right here. So by default, you can see that WordPress puts in some widgets for you. And you can click and expand these and just click on the delete link to get rid of them. So let me do that really quickly. And you can do the same just to clear out the sidebar. And once you're ready, the first widget that we're going to put in is the easy Facebook like box. So just click and drag this into the sidebar. And then what you want to do is come down to where it says fan page URL. And you just want to put in the Facebook URL for your page. So this only works for business pages, fan pages, and everything like that. It won't work for your individual Facebook page. Okay, so make sure your website has a Facebook fan page. And all you have to do is just change the URL right here. So I'll just type in NYC Tech Club. And now this widget is linked to my Facebook page for NYC Tech Club. And all I want to do is just come down to the bottom and check this box that says responsive. And you can select any of these other ones that you want. And once you're ready, go ahead and click the save button. And once that's saved, we can just come back up here and just collapse this. And now what I want to do is add a text widget for some Twitter code that we're going to put in to make the Twitter feed show up. So what I want you to do on the left-hand side is find the text widget, and it should be all the way at the bottom. So right down here, you can click and drag this all the way up, or you can just click on the widget and you'll get this pop-up and just check where you want to put the widget. So we want to select the sidebar, and then we can click on add widget. And it should get added right here. And what we're going to do is go to Twitter and create a widget so that we can put in some code right here. So open up a new tab and then go to your Twitter page. And once you're on your Twitter page, what you're going to do is click on the upper right where your profile image is, and you'll get this drop-down menu. And I want you to click on Settings and Privacy. And once you do, you should come to the account page right here. And on the left-hand side, come down to the Widgets tab and click on that. And you'll come to this page where you can create a new widget. So all you have to do is click on the button that says Create New, and you want to select Profile. And you'll get redirected to this page right here. And what you want to do is type in the Twitter handle right here. So what we can do is just go into this drop down and select the third one, which is a profile. And it's going to scroll you down to this section, but I want you to come back up here and change the Twitter handle over here. So it's going to say twitter.com/NYC Tech Club, since my handle is NYC Tech Club, and then push enter, and you'll come back down here again. And what you want to do is select the display option that you want for your sidebar. So we're going to go with the embedded timeline option. So click on that, and then you'll see the timeline show up right here, and you'll have some code right here. But before we copy this, what I want to do is click on set customization options, and I want to change the height right here. So I want to type in 500, and once I do that, I can click the update button right here, and now the code is going to be right here, and we can just click on this button that says copy code, and you'll get this notification that the code is copied, and we can close this, and then we can go back to our WordPress website to the widgets page right here. And in the text widget, I want you to go to the text tab right here and then just paste in that code. And once you do, go ahead and click the save button. And now the Twitter feed is going to be embedded into our sidebar. So we'll check that in just a few minutes, but let's add one more widget. So I want to come down and I want to add the recent posts extended widget. So click on this and then just select the sidebar and then click add to widget, and you should see the widget get added right here. And let me just show you the settings that I select. So down here where it says thumbnail size, I'll change this to 75 by 75, and then I'll click on display excerpt right here and change the excerpt length to 8, and then just come down to the bottom and just click on the save button right here. So if you want to make any other changes, you can do that over here on your own. Otherwise, just close this up and we are done customizing our sidebar for the WordPress blog post pages. So let's go and check out what it looks like right now. And again, you can always add more widgets, and you can always download some plugins to find new widgets to add to your sidebar if you want. So what I want to do is just go to the blog post page really quickly. So I'll type in www.howtowebby.com/blog and just go to this page. And once you're on the blog post page, on the right hand side, now you should see the Facebook like box, the Twitter feed right below, and then your recent post widget right down here. So if you want, you can customize your sidebar some more. Otherwise, we're just going to move on to the next step. So now what I want to do is show you how to translate your WordPress website, and then we'll put in these little flags over here so that your visitors can switch between languages. So if you want to translate your WordPress website, watch this section. If you don't want to translate your WordPress website, you can skip this section and go straight to creating the header menu and then modifying your footer. Okay, so if you want to translate your WordPress website, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making, and let's go to our WordPress dashboard. So hover over your website name and then click on dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, if you want to translate your WordPress website into another language, I actually have another video on how to do this, and it's a step-by-step video. So I'll link you to that in the video description and also in the text tutorial. So what I want to do now is just give you an overview of how to translate your WordPress website using the Polylang plugin. And if you need some more details or more help, you can watch that video. All right. So if you're on the WordPress dashboard right now, you should have the Polylang plugin already installed. So all you have to do is come down to the languages tab and hover over that, and then click on languages. And once you're on the languages page, this is where we're going to go to set our default language and then select the languages that we want to translate our WordPress website into. So the first thing that we're going to do is select our default language. So right here where it says choose a language, go into this drop down and select your default language. So for my WordPress website, I'll select English. So I'll click on this one right here, and you can see these sections get populated. And if you need to change the text direction based on your language, you can do that right here. And if you want to change the flag icon that's associated with your language, you can go into this drop down right here. So once you're ready, go ahead and click on the button that says Add New Language. And once your default language is added, you should see it in the list right here. And you should see a notification at the top. And we'll come back to this in just a little bit. But first, what I want you to do is go back into this dropdown and select your second language that you want to translate your WordPress website into. So I'll select Spanish right here. And again, you can see everything get filled out. And I don't need to make any changes here. So once you're ready, go ahead and click on Add New Language. And once the language is added, you should see it in this list right here. And what you'll notice is that the English language has a star right here. So this makes it the default language. If you want to switch your default language, just hover over the other language that you have and then click on the star right here. And then that's going to change your default language. Okay, so if you want to add some additional languages to translate your WordPress website into, just come to the drop down over here and add those languages. We're just going to translate our website into English and Spanish. So all we're going to do now is come up here to the notification, and we want to set the pages and posts that we already created to the default language. So to do that, we're just going to click on this link right here that says we can set them to the default language. So let's click on this. And once your pages and posts have been set to the default language, on the table over here, you can see in the post column that the number for your default language should increase right here. And this is the number of pages and posts that have been set to this language. And what we're going to do is make a copy of these pages and then translate them into our second language. So this number should increase when we're done with this section. Okay, so we're going to do that in just a little bit. But first, what I want to do is go down to the language settings. So come down on the left-hand side to languages, and let's click on the settings link. So click on this. And once you're on the settings page, let me show you what we selected for the demo WordPress website and what I recommend that you select also. So first, let's go to the URL modifications and click on the settings link right here. And you'll see the section expand. And you want to leave everything that is checked off by default, and then come down here and check this box that says the front page URL contains the language code instead of the page name. And if you want, you can check any of these other things, but these are the 4 that I select. And then what you want to do is click on the Save Changes button. And once that's saved, let's come down to the custom post types and taxonomies and click on the settings link right here. And I want you to check all of these boxes that you see in here. And once you do, go ahead and click on the Save Changes button again. And once that's saved, we're going to come down to the Synchronization tab and click on Settings. And what I want you to do is check all of these except for the Custom Fields box. So leave that one blank, but check everything else. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on the Save Changes button. And then the last thing that we're going to do is just come down to the Tools tab and click on Settings. And just check this box. So if you ever delete the Polyline plugin, it'll delete the data also. And then click on Save Changes once you're ready. And once that's saved, we can come up to the top and we should have this notification over here. And now we are good to go with our settings and we can move on. So before we make a copy of all our pages and start translating them, I want to come down to the Strings Translations link over here and click on that. So go ahead and hover over languages and click on Strings Translations. And once you're on the Strings Translations page, what you're going to see are some strings of text over here. And these aren't really part of your pages. They're part of the slider or buttons or the sidebar. And what you want to do is come over here and you should see your default language and then your second language or your third language right below. And what you want to do is translate the default language into the second language. So you can see that I've already done this for all of my Spanish text. So it doesn't automatically do it. What you have to do is take your default language text, and if you know how to translate it, you can just type it in right here. Otherwise, you can go to Google Translate, which is translate.google.com, and then paste in your text here, and then find the language that you want to translate it into, and then it'll show up over here. And you can just highlight and copy it, and then go back to your WordPress website and paste in that text over here. So what I want you to do is pause this video and translate whatever text that you want to. And then what we're going to do is come down to the bottom and click the Save Changes button. And then we have all of our strings translated. and then we can go and make copies of our pages and posts, and then translate all of those pages, and then we'll be done translating our WordPress website. So what I want you to do right now is just pause this video and then translate all of your text from your default language into your second language, and then go to the bottom and make sure that you click Save Changes. And once you're ready, push play, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so I will see you in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. So if you pause this video and translated all of your strings and you went to the bottom and clicked on the Save Changes button, then you should see this notification that says the translations are updated. So if you do, that means everything's saved and we can move on. So what I want to do now is go and make a copy of our pages and show you how to translate all of your pages and posts. So let's hover over pages right here and click on all pages. And once you're on the pages page, you should see a list of all your pages. And over here, you should see the flags for your different languages. And underneath the default language, you should have these check marks. And what the check mark means is that you have a page set to that language. And what we want to do with our second language is make a copy of these pages and then translate them so that we have a page set to the second language. So what you want to do is make a copy of each page. And in order to do that, you want to click on these plus buttons for each of these pages. And that's going to make a copy of the page, and then we can translate it. So let me show you with the About page. So to translate this page and make a copy of it, we're going to click on the plus button right here. So on your page, go underneath the new language that you want to translate your WordPress website into and click on the plus button for the About page. And now you should be on a new page right here. And down here, you should see a copy of everything on your About page in your default language. And what you want to do is type in a new page title. So I'll type in About Us, but this time I'll type it in Spanish. So it says About Us or Acerca de. And you can see right here that you have a URL in the Spanish language or your translated language. So this links to the About page in Spanish. So what you want to do when you create a copy of your page is come into each of these sections, and you want to click on the edit link, and you want to translate all of the text in your default language into the second language. And if you need to, you can update the URLs so that they go to the translated pages also. And then just make sure that you click done. And once you translate everything, you want to make sure that you click the publish button. So let me show you what happens after I publish this. And once the page is published, what I actually did was I took some time and I translated the entire About page. So if I click on the first row right here, you can see that I translated the title and then all of the text right here. And I also updated the URL right here to link to the Contact Us page in my second language. So what you want to do is make a copy of all your pages and posts, and then you want to translate them, and then you want to click publish so that you have the translated pages for your WordPress website. And if you created some services, employees, testimonials, clients, and all that stuff, you want to make a copy of these too so that you can add them to your translated pages. So what I want you to do if you want to translate your WordPress website is go back to your pages page and your blog post page, and I want you to click the plus button for all of these to make a copy of the page so that you can translate them into your second language. And once you're ready, push play, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is creating the header menu for your WordPress website. Okay, so if you want to translate your WordPress website, go ahead and make a copy of all your pages and posts and your taxonomies on the left-hand side and translate them. And once you're ready, push play, and then we'll move on to one of the last steps that we need to do to make our WordPress website. All right, so I will see you soon. All right, and welcome back. So if you took some time to translate your entire WordPress website, you should have a list of all your pages in the different languages now. And the same goes with your blog posts. So you can see I have everything in English and in Spanish. And the only thing that you might run into that you might have an issue with is translating the stuff on the left-hand side, like your services, employees, testimonials, and clients. So if I go to the services page, you can see that we have our default language stuff, and it's missing the check mark and the plus button to make a copy of these items. So if you're missing the plus button over here to make a copy of the item, what you can do is just hover over the page or the item and then click on edit, and you'll go to the edit page over here. And on each of these pages, there is a box over here called languages. And all you have to do is click on the plus button right here, and it's going to make a copy of this page or the item. So then you can translate it that way. So don't worry if you don't see the plus button over here to make a copy of it. You can always just go to the edit page and do that. Okay, so we are done translating the WordPress website, and now what I want to do is move on to the next step. And now what I want to do is show you how to create the header menu on your WordPress website. And if you translated your WordPress website into different languages, I'll also show you how to insert some flags right here so that your visitors can click on them to switch between the different languages that you translated your WordPress website into. So if you want to learn how to make the header menu for the WordPress website, let's go back to the WordPress website that we're making. And what we want to do is come down on the left-hand side to Appearance and hover over that, and then click on Menus. And once you're on the menus page, the first thing that we have to do is create a new menu. So you can click on the create a new menu link if you have to, but you should be on this page right here. And you can just type in a menu name. So I'll type in header menu. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on the button that says create menu. And once the header menu is created, you should see this section right here. And what we're going to do is go into these tabs on the left-hand side and select the pages that we want to have a link to in our header menu. So you can also add blog posts or create custom links if you wanted to, but we're just going to add some pages that we created. So let's go to the Pages tab and select some of these. So this is for our English WordPress website or the default language. So I'll select the contact page, the portfolio page, the team page, the about page, and then the blog page and the home page. And once you're ready, just click on Add to Menu. And now you should see the header menu items on the right-hand side. And if you want to rearrange the order, all you have to do is click and drag these to wherever you want. And if you want to make sub-menu items, you can just indent this, and you'll have a parent item and then a sub-menu item underneath on your header menu. Okay, so these are just tips for you. And the other thing is, if you want to rename any of these items, just click and expand the one that you want to rename, and then go into the navigation label, and you can change the name right here, and you can see that it updates. Okay, so if you only have one language for your WordPress website, then you're done creating your header menu once you add all of your items. So you can just click on the Save Menu button. But if you're translating your WordPress website into more than one language, what I want you to do is come up to the top and click on Screen Options, and then click on the box next to Language Switcher, and you'll see this tab appear called the Language Switcher. And if you click and expand that, we can just check this box right here and then click Add to Menu. And now what you're going to see is the Language Switcher get added to your header menu. And what I want you to do is click and expand it, and just check the box that says Display Flags, and then uncheck the box that says Display Language Names. So this is going to make the flag show up on your header menu so that your visitors can switch between different languages. Okay, so the last thing that you have to do if you're translating your WordPress website is come down to Display Location, and this is the header menu for our default language. So what I want you to do is check the box for the primary menu for your default language. So for me, it's English, so I'll check this box. And then once you're ready, go ahead and click on the Save Menu button down here. And once the header menu is saved, if you're not translating the WordPress website, then go ahead and skip the rest of this section and move on to the next step on editing the footer. Otherwise, if you are translating the WordPress website, what we have to do is create another header menu for the second language. So what I want you to do is click on the link right here that says Create a New Menu. And what you want to do once you come to this page is put in a new header menu name. So we'll just type in header menu number 2 this time for the second language. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on Create Menu. And once the second header menu is created, what you want to do is come to the Pages tab and select the pages that you want to add a link to for the second header menu. And again, this is for the header menu on your translated pages. So if you need to, once you add the items, you can click and rearrange these, and you can also rename them if you need to. And then what you want to make sure that you do is go to the language switcher tab and check this box and click add to menu so that you have the language switcher at the bottom over here. And then you can go into this tab and just check the displays flag option, and you can uncheck the displays language names. And once you do that, just come down to the bottom to the display location. And for your second header menu, you want to select the second language. So I'll select primary menu Espanol. And once you add everything and you select the display location, just click on the save menu button. So I'm going to do that right now. And if you need to, you can pause this video and finish off the second header menu and then click save menu. And once the second header menu is saved, we should be done creating our header menus for the WordPress website. So before we move on to the next step, I just want to go to the home page just to make sure that the header menu shows up. So let's hover over our website name on the upper left and click on Visit Site. And once your WordPress website loads, now you should see the header menu at the top. And if you scroll down, it should show up with the background color, and you should have all of the items that you wanted to link up here. And if you're translating your WordPress website, you should have the display flags right here. So if we click on these, it should bring us to the translated page right here. So I'll let you play around with all these links on your own, but if you see the header menu at the top of your WordPress website, then we are good to go and we can move on to the last step. So what I want to do now is just show you how to edit the copyright on your footer for your WordPress website so you can put in your own website or business name down here. So if you want to do that, let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. So hover over your website name on the upper left and click on Dashboard. And once you're on the WordPress dashboard, to edit the copyright on your footer, all you have to do is hover over Appearance and click on the editor link at the bottom. So click on that. And now you should be on this Edit Themes page, and you should see that it says Sydney Child over here. So this only works if you're using the Sydney Child theme. And we installed this earlier in this video tutorial. So what you want to do is just come to the right-hand side where it says Theme Footer and click on this link. And now you should see this notification right here. So you want to be very careful if you do this. And you should be on the Theme Footer page. So it should say Theme Footer right here. And what we're going to do is click on the Proceed button right here. And you should see a bunch of code right here. And be very, very careful. And if you need to, you can make a copy of all this stuff and paste it in a document and then edit it if you want. But really all you want to do is come to where it says NYC Tech Club, and you just want to edit the text right here and put in whatever you want. So you can put in your website name or your business. And once you do that, you're just going to click on Update File. Do not delete or edit anything else. Otherwise, your website might crash. Okay, so be very careful if you edit this section. And again, all you're going to do is edit the text that says NYC Tech Club right here, and then click on the Update File button. And once the file updates, you'll see this notification right here. So if you need to, you can pause the video and update this section right here for your copyright. Just make sure that you're very careful that you don't edit anything else or your website might crash. And again, just click on the Update File button down here. If you already updated everything, what I want you to do is just go and make sure that the website loads. So hover over your website name and click on Visit Site. And once your WordPress website loads, if we scroll down now, we can see our new copyright. So if you change the text right here, it should update and show whatever you put in. And if that's the case, then we are pretty much done learning how to make our WordPress website. And there's only one more thing that we have to do, which is publish this website so everyone else can see it. So what I want to do is just go back to the dashboard one more time. So let's hover over our website name and click on Dashboard. And once you're back on the WordPress dashboard, if you see this notification right here, all you have to do is click on this link and you're going to publish this website for everyone to see. If you don't see this, then you should be good to go already, and you can just log out and start sharing your website with everyone. So if you do see this, let's go ahead and click on this link that says click here. And now you should see this notification that says, congratulations, your site is live. So we're pretty much done with this tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. What I want to do is just go to the homepage one more time with you and then just give you some final words of advice and encouragement. And again, congratulate you. So if you want, you can click on this link right here that says click here, or you can hover over the website name and click on visit site. And once your WordPress website loads, let me be the first to say congratulations on completing this video tutorial on how to make a WordPress website for free. If you have any comments or questions, you can always leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe because we're always coming out with new content on how to use WordPress. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you created a beautiful website. I want to say congratulations one more time, and I hope to see you in the next video.